Live from Brooklyn, New York, this is Stay Busy with Armon Sadler.
Well, you know that I'm the guy. I'm out here living life. I'm busy. Stay busy. Stay busy. Stay busy. Making moves and catching flights. So please don't waste my time. I'm busy. Stay busy. Stay busy. Stay busy, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Stay Busy with Armon Sadler, brought to you by the Revolt Podcast Network. And this is the podcast where we have responsible discussions on the entertainment business and the entertainment culture. I'm your host, head honcho, vegan chorizo Poppy, founder of Bald Nigga Ballers, the Bald Nigga Bombshell, Chinedu, and one of two men to sit in front of Taylor Rooks and not tell a lie, Armon Sadler. I'm here with the gang. Miss 2B's in the building, a.k.a. the Panamanian Princess, a.k.a. Miss Bring It to Your Front Door, a.k.a. Miss Rarely Seen But Always Noticed, often imitated, never duplicated, and my mom's favorite part of the podcast. What's good, gang?
What's up? I'm so happy to be back. It's feeling like it's summer outside.
Mm-hmm.
And we all together.
Yeah.
You know, at 30 degrees is here.
I've never been happier to see 23 degrees, 28 degrees,
Right.
whatever it is. This shit feels like, whew, it's amazing. It's amazing. And to my far left, the man himself, Apple Music's finest, where there's a will, there's a way. Mr. Are You Sure? Mr. It Gets Biblical. Mr. His Shiny Teeth and Him,
Okay.
Drip Skylark.
Man.
Will Foster's here.
We gotta take that one out.
Why? Why?
Nothing, man. I
The
actually,
drip is
Yeah,
got the
like,
drip.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Would you want me to compliment your voice instead?
You know what, guys? Happy to be here. We got a guest today.
We do.
Yes,
So,
we got
For sure.
company.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling,
we will,
guys. Let's
we
keep
will
it
get to
rolling.
that in a minute, but make sure that you follow us at Stay Busy Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe everywhere that you can. Leave a like, comment, share, rating, whatever you can do on the various platforms because it means a lot to what we are doing. And if you would like some bonus, raw, unfiltered, early content, hit the Patreon, patreon.com/Stay Busy Pod for our podcast. OnlyFans. Like Will said, we got family in the building. Man, this guy, I had the pleasure of meeting him several years ago, and he is truly incredible. I'm going to do my best impersonation of him.
Oh, God.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar's founder is in the building. I'm not going to step out, but he's going to sit down with us and body this podcasting thing. All right, let's go. When you see that green logo, and mic stand, you know what time it is. This brother has created a juggernaut in the music industry. The biggest stars, the next hottest acts across all genres and all over the world. They have all gotten the OTR blessing. Beyond that, also worked with Power 105.1, was a host of Amazon's Rotation Roundtable, and has been featured on major news stations and in major publications. I am inspired by his story, as I'm sure many of you are, because it is an example of having an idea, putting in the work, building the right team, and not being afraid to take risks or experiment. Join the Busyverse, Mr. Step In, Step Out, Don't Get Stepped On. My man, Gabe P. Welcome to the
That
show,
was good.
guys.
That was amazing. Hey, that was amazing. That might be like the best intro I've ever gotten.
That was,
Right.
I love to hear that. I put a lot of effort into these,
That was
and
tough.
you make it easy, bro.
Oh,
That's
thank
it.
you, man. Thank you,
make
man.
it
Thank
easy.
you. Happy to be here.
That was
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm feeling good. Like when we're recording this, we just announced that like OTR Puerto Rico is happening.
I saw
So,
that.
like,
Congrats.
yeah. So
Wow.
we've been working on that like a lot these past couple months. Like obviously this is like probably like the most important project that I feel like I've ever worked on.
Yeah.
Because it's just, obviously me being Puerto Rican, everything going on right now. But
Yeah.
but we're getting there, man. It's stressful, and we're building some new studios and whatnot. So it's a lot going on all at the same time. But I think like like you said, like we take risks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that I'm not used to. So sometimes you got to spend a little money to make a lot of money.
Okay.
That's that's just where we at right now.
Shit.
So, but I'm happy to be here, man. I've been a fan of your podcast for a long time.
Yeah,
We've been talking about doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm friends with everybody here outside of the pod as well. So, like, I'm just happy to be here and chop it up with y'all.
I appreciate you because it's so many people, and I'm sure you deal with this too, who be like, yo, let's lock in, let's do the pod. And then you'll hit them up and you might get the runaround or like whatever, but you actually like followed up with me.
Yeah.
We're consistent and like genuinely express interest in being here, which like it means a lot. 'Cause a lot of people think they want to do this, but then they get into it and it's like,
Yeah.
But I mean, you're familiar with this already, so.
No, yeah, I think also like just my whole. Somebody asked me the other day. They're like, and this will all make sense. Like they're like, you want me to hit J. Cole for you to do on the radar? I'm like, nah. I feel like if someone wants to work with you on something, like they'll, and that's mean. This is not me saying like J. Cole don't want to do OTR. It's just like
Right.
it's just me saying like, yo, like when people want to do things, like they'll reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? If there's like an intention to want to work together, just like with me with upcoming artists, like if I like the artist, like I'll reach out to them, or somebody on my team will reach out to them. Like the intent has to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to work with somebody who things feel forced with. Like you just want to be able to like let everything be natural. And that's, you know, I told you I wanted to do the pod.
Yeah.
Top of the year, I was like, I want to go on more podcasts, talk a little bit more, you know, talk my shit, talk about what we're doing with OTR, and you know, here we are.
Amen.
I was like, Gabe wants to talk.
Yeah.
You want to chat?
Yeah.
All right, let's chat.
We chatting.
Real quick, I want to go right because we all know you, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know when you two met, Gabe. I know for me it was like 2021 because we were both recording out of HMD Studio. That was our first time recording Stay Busy there.
Yep.
And there was a miscommunication, so they didn't know we were trying to come in that night. So we get there, and you're there recording. I think it was Guap Dad 4000 you had that night.
Probably, yeah.
And
I think it was that night.
Skrills was there too. So we're like talking
that
to
was Guap Dad,
Skrills,
yeah.
trying to figure out like, all right, like when they getting out of here? Like what is this on the radar thing? And then we follow each other. I see it. I'm like, oh shit, this shit popping. And you know, over the years, it's been amazing to see the growth
Thank
and
you, man.
to obviously like play a part in it. Like, thank you. I never got to thank you. Thank you for letting me host that panel 2 years ago. The whole producer camp you guys did.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for that. So it's been dope to like watch the growth and then like participate in one aspect of the various things that you do. But for y'all, when did y'all meet Gabe?
I don't remember when we met. We just kind of
bro. Actually, I was just thinking that before we even like. It's kind of crazy you brought that up because I was just thinking. I was like, when did we meet? I just think we just.
I think we just like magically became friends.
Yeah, like
Just outside.
Just like I guess me tweeting music and doing stuff, and then I think maybe we connected over like social media.
Because of Cash.
And then, but I feel like we knew each other before Cash. I feel like, don't you?
Maybe with Jordy
Yeah,
at like an Animal House party.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay, you was at the
Third shift?
parties?
Yeah.
I mean, bro,
I would go to
I
all the
can't-
third shifts.
I mean,
doing
I can't lie.
Gabe definitely be outside. I've run into Gabe at a few events. We've taken shots together.
Yeah. Oh, at the club with the black lights.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. Deluxe Flux.
Yep,
Yeah, we
yep,
had Deluxe
yep,
Flux.
yep.
Yeah,
You and
yep.
Auntie be inside or at the Caribbean
No.
event?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Auntie was outside with me the other
Okay,
night.
Auntie was outside.
Auntie was at
Nah,
Levain with me the other night. You feel
Okay.
me?
It looked fun. It looked fun.
That
I
was a good time.
think you know,
Don't be
really.
fooled.
I think Cash crystallized our relationship though. Like it got when Cash happened, and then like Ice and all that type of stuff. Like we just started to be cool, and then like you're cool people, I'm cool people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's what people do.
I don't remember the first time we actually met, to be honest.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
real shit.
Everybody knows was at Power 105.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everybody knows was at Power 105.
I used
yeah.
to intern there,
Yeah.
and I was interning the year before, but I still used to pull up afterwards when you interned.
Yep. That's how we met.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
we've been
love
cool
that.
ever since.
And now it's family. We're here.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this first segment with Mr. Gabe P. So this is called First Time I Knew
Oh,
/ Who Put Them On. So we're going to present you a prompt related to your life, career, your platform, or a specific artist, and you're going to give us the details about the first time you knew such and such and such. So
Okay.
we'll start off real simple. The first time you knew that you love music.
Oh man, it's actually, you know what's so crazy? So I know we're gonna talk about Bad Bunny, but this is actually like a full circle moment because last night he brought out Ricky Martin,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I remember, and my earliest memory of music is being in my living room, same living room I watched the Bad Bunny show, because I watched it with my brother and my mom last night, and it was a Ricky Martin concert on TV. And I don't know if he was doing La Vida Loca. It was a whole show. I think it might have been on PBS. I don't know. But my mom was watching it. I remember sitting there with my mom watching it. And he had the horns. He had everything behind him. And like I think that's like was like one of the first moments that I can recall. I might have been 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how old I was. But I remember watching it on TV and being like
That's fire.
mesmerized by it. So like I think like that was really kind of like the moment for me where I knew like I loved music for real. And then it just obviously kind of grew as I grew up, through like salsa, like reggaeton, hip hop, rock. Like my dad's a big rock head, so it just kind of like all grew into that. But like that, that was like the first time. It was kind of cool because last night was like a full circle seeing Ricky Martin on TV in the same living room and shit. You
He
know?
unk now. I was like, damn, Ricky Martin.
Nah, he
getting
looked
up
good,
there.
though.
He was
He
good.
He looks great.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
But he was so much younger in the early 2000s. I'm like, yo, that's so crazy to see him still
Yeah.
looking good and working.
You saw how Kid Rock looked last night? Ricky Martin and Kid
Okay.
Rock are hold on.
Okay.
Ricky Martin and Kid
Okay.
Rock are the same age, by the way. You see what?
No, you just
That
went crazy.
racism-
Right, because I'm
You just
like,
went crazy. You
That
just went crazy.
racism
Right.
make you age
like a
terribly.
prune.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, being unproblematic and just being a good person will get
Yes.
you a long way.
Yes.
I'm just saying,
Yes.
okay?
Facts.
Yes.
Big facts.
But yeah,
Big facts.
that was my first time. Like I think I knew that I love music.
That's
Awesome.
cool.
Okay.
That's fire.
What else you got? we all go around. Go ahead.
Right. I'm like, hold on.
I didn't know we all go around. Let's go.
I'll take the next one.
Yeah, I wasn't
First time you knew that you wanted to work in music.
Oh, okay. First time I knew I wanted to work in music. I think like I was playing like instruments, because I played a lot of instruments growing up, and then I sang too. And I think like I always knew I knew I wasn't good at any of them enough to like to be a musician. But I was like, I think that there's like is a future here for me. And I think that's like when I went to college, I went to college for business, but that first week is when I found the radio station on campus, and I found just like a whole group of people who were like just like me and reminded me of like that high school dynamic that I had with like some of my friends. And I was like, oh, like I think this could be really cool. So I think like the first week of college was when I really kind of like found like the niche that I needed to find to like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work in music one day, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Junior high school and high school band was like a rite of passage.
For
in New
sure.
York City public school. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone played the clarinet or the flute. I was in chorus though.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
That's tight. That's tight. All right, Gabe. So when was the first time you knew On the Radar was like working? Like it was starting to gain some motion that was just that made you stop and think like, okay,
Yeah.
I have something here.
I mean, it was obviously during the Bronx drill era. You know what I'm saying? I like that was
That's very real, actually.
Like that era
is actually very real.
But
Yeah.
you want to know what like kind of like the catch-22 about that is like that Bronx drill era motion was like temporary motion, right? Because that was just like the drill music stuff was always just like a spike.
Yeah.
Even with the artists, it was just like a spike, and then it would just go immediately down. Like
yeah,
there wasn't ever
because,
like a
yeah.
real kind of like. It was, well, for some artists, not all of them, but like there wasn't ever really like a steady like this. It would always kind of like spike and then it would go down because either they weren't hot anymore, God forbid something would happen, you know,
trouble,
things, they get in trouble, whatever.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it was bad. But I think like the real like motion was like March and April of like 2020. What year did Too Slizzy, Too Sexy come out?
Oh wow.
That was 2022?
22, yeah.
22?
Yeah.
I think it was like March, April of that year because we had dropped the Cash one at the end of March because we dropped it the week Too Slizzy, Too Sexy came out. And then the following month we had dropped like 4-1 Ice Spice and AJ Tracy back to back to back. That was like a 3-day period, I think,
I
or something like
remember
that.
that on TikTok.
Yeah. And so like I think like
That was a movie.
Yeah, so I think like
That
the
was a
combination of
movie.
those four things happening and like Digga D I think was like right before that too. So I think like but I think it really like Digga was kind of like Digga's really helped us like go up internationally. But I think like the real like test of like On the Radar kind of staying on that steady growth path was like that period of time because like obviously, you know, after that the Frank Ocean thing happened and then the Frank Ocean posted the Jay Holiday record. And then after that
What Frank Ocean thing?
Frank Ocean posted he posted one of Cash's songs.
Yeah. He posted Vacant or Jay Holiday? I think it was Jay Holiday.
I think it was Jay Holiday.
I think it was Jay Holiday. Yeah. And it was like shortly after the OTR, freestyle came out, and then AJ came, and AJ was like a steady growth, and then Ice was Ice, and then 4-1 just went nuclear, and it's still like one of our biggest videos to this day. So I think that's when I kind of knew,
I do want to ask you about though the moment D Thing did his because that when you talk about the Bronx drill era.
Yeah, that one's legendary.
That video, yeah, it's just it's one of those like moments in time, especially for like young kids that live in New York, and the moment that Bronx drill was having. Like, what was it like what was it like when he performed, and then what was it like after when you guys knew it was like this is out of control?
I think we knew it was gonna go no matter what. Honestly, he came in deep. That was a one take. He was like really like
What?
That was like a real in and out. Like literally just walked in, did it, and then that was it, and then walked out. But I think like we knew we had something special on our hands with that one for real, because we had we kept like replaying it like after he left, and we're like, yeah, this is hard, this is gonna go. But like we didn't know it was gonna go like that. Like we didn't know it was gonna become this whole thing in New York, and we didn't know it was gonna be like one of our biggest videos. But it was definitely like interesting at the time, and like even kind of looking back at the time, it's funny now because me and Rob, my main producer, we always talk about, we're like, damn, we were kind of doing some real crazy shit back then.
Right.
And so,
Real
but like,
shit, bro.
yeah, but like, I think, we were blessed at the time because like, we were also like helping a lot of these kids like get their first start. And like, that's what I kind of always appreciated about that time, that like they allowed us to kind of have that moment with them at the very beginning of their careers to kind of help perpetuate them. And then, whatever they did after that was all on them. But I think that like, yeah, like that was a crazy moment because I remember being in Houston, Texas at the infamous Astroworld. And that's when, I'm literally sitting on the porch after the whole thing happens, and I'm just like drinking tea, like kind of reflecting on my life,
Not
thinking like, nah, I'm dead ass. I'm sitting on the porch of our B&B,
He was just running
drinking
and shit.
tea, like thinking about like, I was there with Ash and a few other people, and like I was like thinking about like my life, and I'm like, damn, bro, this is crazy. And like as I'm like thinking about all this, and the guys are inside watching the videos and whatnot, I'm like, oh, this shit just hit 1 million views.
Like it's happening.
Yeah, like I'm
it's
like,
happening.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, it's happening. And like that was a really cool moment. And I think like and like after that, like everything, then it's like the pressure of like to keep going and keep doing things. And I think that's when like things got kind of serious and we had to like figure out where we're gonna go from there. But I knew at some point that we always had to pivot away from the drill stuff. Like,
of course.
It was always like the drill stuff was obviously what got us there. And I still like some of those guys that were there in the early days of OTR, they still have like appearances on OTR, like when I can help them, like I think Kenzo Baller was on OTR like a year ago and whatnot. But and like 4-1 is always on OTR and doing stuff with us. But I knew at some point that like, we got a hard pivot, which is why we kind of like pushed to move more into like the Griselda stuff, and we started getting some of the Griselda affiliates on OTR, which was John was really helpful in bringing those up.
Interesting.
And that was actually like around that time was like the first early conversations about going international. Like we're like, hey, we should really go to like the UK and try to do things. We weren't really thinking about Latin at the time because we were just so focused on like making sure that the hip hop side worked. But that was kind of like the first time that like it was just a crazy time, bro. Like that Bronx drill era was like so dangerous looking back at it. But like I'm super blessed for like everybody who participated. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to K Flock about like a couple weeks ago.
Fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I spoke to K a couple weeks ago.
What y'all spoke about?
Just like how he's doing. You know, like I think like the one thing about me, especially with like all those guys, like if we built like genuine relationships, like
you were helping them live out their dreams, and giving them a shot and a platform that a lot of people was not giving them. So you're always going to be highly regarded and just highly regarded in their minds and hearts. Like no, like funny shit, like for real.
Yeah,
that's tight.
When I was
and they were kids, bro. Like they were,
and they're
like,
still kids. Some of them, like
like
K's only like 21, 20.
Like, bro, come on,
not even
man.
that old.
Yeah,
He's young still. But like we spoke on the phone, and he was, and I was like, it's not like anything privately. I was just like, look, bro, like I think about you all the time. Like I really hope that you're doing well. Like I pray for you. Like I pray that you got your mind, your spirit. Like you make peace with whoever your higher power is that you believe in. He's like, nah, man, I'm keeping up in good spirits. Like we just had that type of conversation. He's like, I'm so proud of what you've accomplished with OTR. Like he's like, you really took this to the moon. And it's like it's a very mutual like level of respect there between me and a lot of those guys. And that's what I always appreciate. Like even 4-1, like they always make sure to give me my flowers for what I did to help them. And I'm just proud of what they've all accomplished. Even with Cash, obviously you already know what the vibes are there. Like I'm just happy for all the guys, for real.
I love that.
Y'all all came up together, which is like the perfect segue into the next prompt.
Okay.
When was the first time that you knew Pop Smoke had star potential?
Oh, that's so funny. All right. So actually, I was at the Greatest Day Ever music festival, but they had done it in a few different places in New York. They had did one. One year they did one with Tory Lanez, and it was in the Bronx Expo. You in the Bronx? The one in the Bronx?
No, I went to the Tory Lanez one in Brooklyn.
Was it? No, the Tory Lanez was in the Bronx, I think.
I went all the way to the Bronx for that. Damn, I was fiending.
Or was it Young Thug? Well, the one that I went to, Pusha T was headlining, and DJ Carnage, who is now he goes by Gordo now.
That's my guy.
I love Gordo, by the way. He's hard. Absolutely. And so like that festival was really cool at the time because it was like such a balance of like everything that I liked, like hip hop, the EDM side, like it was a lot of cool stuff. And then I don't know if it was during Push's set, but I remember I had the media pass, so it was at the Coney Island Amphitheater, and I was like I was in front of the barricade, and I think it was Push's set, I don't know, but Pop came out. And Pop did Welcome to the Party, and like the whole amphitheater started like shaking, and I was like, yo, I was like, nah, because obviously I knew at Pop at the time. This was like early summer because Greatest Day was always like, I think towards the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like this was like incredible. And then and after that, then it kind of progressed, and I saw him at Angie's Barbecue that summer. I believe that's when that went down, and that was really special. And then a couple weeks before he passed, like he did the interview with Angie Martinez, and like that's like I think that was my first time ever meeting him in person. I was still just kind of like working behind the scenes for Angie at the time, but it was just like the way he carried himself, like professionally, but also just like a human being. Like you could just tell, like he had it, Yeah.
Hey man, I mean, bro. For me, just like a quick little story how I met him and just shot that video in the studio and this and that. My homie Tav, he was working for Stephen Victor, and Stephen Victor Steven Victor wanted somebody to go to the studio with him, just shoot some content or whatever, blah blah blah. So I pull up. And he was just running through songs like Dior. He was running through like his whole first tape, like Dior, all that type of stuff, like Welcome to the Party. And I mean, like you said, bro, like he has like this electric energy of like he's a star and he like knows he's a star and he knows. I guess not even just he knows, everybody else in the room knows too. So like shooting that, bro, like shooting that video and then. I put it out, and the crazy thing is, he DM'd me like, "Yo, why would you do that? Why would you?" I was like, I literally hit him back and said, "It was so lit, bro. I can't lie to you. People have to see this. Like, this is so lit and this and that. So, and I think it just added to his star power and his and just his mystique, and just he was really that nigga, man. Like, I'm not even trying to like glaze or anything like that. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, he was really that nigga, bro.
Yeah,
so
the Pop Smoke era, you could not escape his music. Like,
bro.
every car that drove past, you
bro.
heard it. His voice
bro.
was just so unique at the time.
He would be the biggest. He'd probably be top 5 biggest in the world right now. I'm not even lying to you.
And I'm biased because he Panamanian. So.
And
that's that Panamanian energy. I'm just saying.
That Alpha track that he had, like when they previewed it, it was so fire. And I was like, this is so hard. Because after he passed away, they're like, oh, he has unreleased music with Alpha. I'm not going to lie, the final track that came out, I was kind of disappointed by it. Because you could just tell it was like, he didn't get to finish it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell that Pop was really about to get into like his Spanish bag. Pivot. He was about to do his Spanish shit. Yep. And like, even with the record with Karol G, where people were like, oh, like, I remember they were like, why is Karol G on Pop's album?
Because he's Panamanian,
it was so
y'all.
ignorant. It was so ignorant. I'm like, bro, you just don't get establishing that worldwide appeal. Like, complaining about this, given the direction he was going, I just clearly don't see it.
It's not even just worldwide appeal. Like, it's like natural. Like, he's Panamanian. He grew up in a Spanish-speaking home. So it's for him, it's like he's doing it because it's innate.
Yeah, and I think and I could be wrong, but I remember I think we were on a power meeting like right before the album came out, like the first posthumous album. I think Steven said that like he had asked her to be on the song, if I'm not mistaken. I think I could be wrong, but I do know it was a very much like it wasn't just like they threw her on the album after the fact. It was like a thing that was already
genuine
in the works. And so like, and I think was Burna Boy was on the alternate version of that song too. So like, I think like, he was always planning to do that, and I am very sad that he never got to go there, because you never know, like there might be in 2026, if Pop was still alive, there might be a Bad Bunny song out there, or
100%,
or he would be putting his arm around like some of the young boys in Latin America who are really doing it, like the Young Chim, like him and Young Chimmy would definitely have a song right now, or like him and I'm trying to think about who else, but like all those boys, like him and Eladio, like they would all have records by now.
All the Panamanian reggaeton artists too.
Yeah, like all the folks. I'm not even just Puerto Rico. I'm being a little biased, but like
because I had to bring you back. Yeah,
but like I think like even like what Bad Bunny's doing right now for Puerto Rico, like I fully could see Pop doing that same thing for Panama. Like 100%. You know what I'm saying? Even making the importance of like that Panamanian New York connection even more known
and that
than it was before.
Afro-Latino representation, because niggas is trying to jack that shit. All of a sudden, people talking about they Afro-Latino with no afro. So. I'm just saying.
Let's move
All
on.
right. Gabe, so this is a good one. When did you know Ice Spice had star potential, or just did you see this this trajectory of her career? Like, did you see this coming?
Yeah, I definitely seen like the trajectory, and at the time, like I remember when they first sent me Ice's music, I was like, oh, this is like interesting and different. I think like, when I met her, the one thing about Ice that I always say that I always got to give her flowers for is that like when she comes to OTR, she's like, no, we're gonna do this shit live and we're gonna do it until I get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
she's professional.
I love that.
She's professional.
Like she'll run through it and she'll get it done perfectly, and then she'll be like, but it could be even more perfect, right? Which that's like whenever people like talk negatively about Ice, I always gotta be like, yo, you gotta chill, because like. I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of times people like to talk negatively about Ice and people online, whatever. But like you really don't know like how committed this girl really is to what she does,
bro. It's I mean you can keep going. I was just it's crazy to me, because I mean it's a bigger conversation that we're gonna talk about a little bit later. But like the level of professionalism and like what what she's taking or like what she's doing it to take it to that level is so like it's so crazy. Like I remember that time I came to the studio, like we were looking at the plaque and you was like, yeah, me and you both got one of these. Like this is crazy. And it was just it took me a moment to really realize like the level that she took it. And and it's like I can see it coming, but not to the level of like this, like doing songs for the Barbie movie with Nicki, like doing like it's like it's
the SpongeBob song too.
Bro, she doesn't like she in movies with
Denzel.
It's like it's a little bit different. So that's all.
I was on Dykeman. They played that shit. Bro, that shit went up.
Nigga.
Like, you started doing a dance?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
What you gonna dance?
Shorty got me to do the dance. I ain't gonna lie. She got me to do that. She got me to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I did that.
That shit fire, bro.
That shit was we went to Dykeman a couple weeks ago for Dante's brother's birthday, and they played that joint, and that shit went up. But
she's catchy as fuck.
Yeah, with Ice, like people got to put some respect on her name because she really do be working super hard, and like I seen it like firsthand, like at the beginning and kind of like in the middle where she is now, and like that's why like for her, and also like it was funny because like I remember when I first met Ice, I texted Glenn Brown. I'm like, yo, Glenn, we about to do Ice, right? And Ice knows the story because I showed Ice the text message too. And I'm like, and Glenn Brown goes, head smoochie, she the one, or something like that, right? And then she came a week later and like she, you know, bodied her
That's
her
a legendary one.
And then I showed her the text after she finished. I was like, yo, this is what Glenn Brown said about you. She's like, he's so funny. And then it just went viral, man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I got cool with especially I got really cool with Riot too.
Shout out Riot, man.
Just showing them love and then like the first person putting them on playlists and doing stuff like that, and like he always gives it up to me, and she does too, honestly. And I was like, you're real as fuck for doing that because a lot of artists and a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just be like, okay, you were a stepping stone to my thing, but to my stardom. But she always shows love, so Riot, her. Shout out to them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love Riot, man. Like they really like you said, they always show love, and there's always like even when she came back and she did her part 2, she was like, "Wow, I'm so proud of you." Like she's looking at the studio, she's like, "Oh my god, my plaque's on the wall here." Like da 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 da. Like yeah, man. Like you're a part. I'm gonna move her plaque to the new studio once we have it, but like but like it's it's important to have those type of things in the studio to like make it be known that's like, hey, like these people are all part of the journey, and you know, I love when the artists come back and show love. It's not everybody, but you know the vibes, but yeah,
right.
The first time that you knew that Cash Cobain had star potential.
Damn, that's a great question. What was the first time that I knew? I feel like during the first interview, I wasn't sure yet.
Which was that the one?
Because me and Cash got a lot of interviews.
Of course. Is that the one he wore the white jacket on? Is that the one you talking about?
No, that was the second one.
That was the second one. Yeah.
I did one where he was in a yellow spider hoodie. And that's when like me and Mokta, that's when I met Glenn for the first time, and I was like, I liked Cash's music a lot, but I wasn't fully sure of it. And then not that I wasn't fully sure of it, but I hadn't been outside because we just got out of the pandemic, so I hadn't really seen its impact.
You haven't experienced it.
Right.
Exactly.
It was all individual experience.
Yes, and then that's when Boy was ringing off, right? So I started playing Boy during my radio show and all that, and then I think I got invited to something that Cash was doing. Maybe it was like the video shoot for Boy or something. We went that summer, and I seen all the people that showed up firsthand. I saw all the girls that showed up firsthand, and I was like, nah, yeah, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when I really saw it. Because like I said, like it was interview that Mokta was like, you got to interview him. Like she's like, trust me, and I was like, cool, I'll interview him. And I interviewed him.
He's a great interview.
Yeah, a great interview.
He's funny.
I listened to the music. I'm like, yo, I loved it. I love this music. Da 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 da. And then I was like, but I just hadn't seen the outside impact yet.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I was more familiar with Chow at the time just because like I had found Chow's music one day just like surfing through your playlist. Surfing through your playlist one day just like riding around the city. But yeah, once I like seen Cash outside and I saw the impact and I caught the vibe, I seen the girls, I was like, okay, all this makes sense to me now. Like this is it. You know what I'm saying? He's the one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the industry plant conversation? I think it's very good coming from you because you have been a part of.
I love it too, man.
I love this shit.
You have been a part of so many artists gaining their motion. Like I feel like you're part of so many of their stories, and you see them build from the ground up, and you do A&R work yourself. And I'm sure you're familiar with labels and all that and how they operate. But this industry plant conversation is so pervasive. People think they really know what's going on. Like Like niggas love to think like, oh yeah, this person's hot out of nowhere, industry plant. And it's like they don't know the work that they're putting in, like to get to that point. So from your perspective, thoughts on industry plants and just that whole phenomenon.
Who do you think would be like considered an industry plant who like blew up on OTR? And I'll tell you a story about them.
I mean,
Ice,
like easily. People easily would say that.
Okay,
people definitely called her an industry plant.
They called her an industry plant
for sure, 110%.
Y'all not from New York, like I don't know
exactly.
And that's the biggest thing. It's like we talked about it last week. A lot of these artists build their foundations where they're from locally. So if you're not from that region, you won't know until you see a hit. And you're like, who is this that came out of nowhere? Meanwhile, they got mixtapes on SoundCloud. They've done the work.
They called. Oh, you know what? Milwaukee's a good example of that because I remember like we had JP on.
My dog.
Oh yeah. Well, we didn't have JP on in Milwaukee. We tried to, but he was in school at the time, so like we couldn't make it work. And we had Maya P on, but we did have Maya P on when we were in Milwaukee. We also had Molly Santana on when we were in Milwaukee. Funny enough, super randomly. But I think those three are really good examples of people who would be like called industry plants. Molly, because Molly is very like I guess
for sure.
How like I'm trying to think of how people just like would describe Molly. Polarizing.
Like her hype is polarizing.
Her hype is polarizing. Yeah.
Like the way people. Yeah. Her music gives off that polarizing type of young people sound right now.
Yeah. I think like Molly was someone who people were like polarized by when we first put it out, and I remember there was like a girl who I knew. She like had, I hope she don't see this. She had like quote tweeted her friend because she's like, "Yo, I'm all for Gabe getting money, but who the hell is this? I'm gonna go talk with him." And then like a year later, that Molly was on tour with Don Toliver, and I'm just sitting at my laptop like this, like y'all that ass. But Molly was one. JP, Maya P, like JP and Maya P are good examples because like Ferry or what was the song that JP had? Oh my god, I'm blanking right now.
I got G's.
Yeah,
you ever make a bitch hit her knees?
It's JP. I'll make a bitch say, "Hey yo, bow." Yeah, but like they were independently buzzing on their own inside of Milwaukee. Like they had their own movement, their own motion and whatnot. So it's like the industry plan conversation is hard because it's like, is it really an industry plan or is it just like someone found an artist, did a lot of work behind the scenes to help the artist craft their new sound, and just put a lot of marketing money into all that. Like Bats is a good example. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
that's
Bats.
what I thought of. I didn't see him on the radar though.
Yeah, no, Bats has it on the radar. Bats, it was like he came and did OTR, but he did like a different sound.
The hype was
Okay.
I was my god, I was there for that one. I was there for that one.
Were you?
Yeah, and I remember like the hype around like random people texting me like, "It's 4 Bats in the city, this and that, blah blah blah." I think the industry plant convo is funny because like Armon said, a lot of people think they know, and a lot of people, to me, they look at it as a negative connotation, but it's really like it's low key like
it's impressive.
It's impressive. It's almost like being like a 5-star recruit out of high school, or being like something that like, oh yeah, this person's so talented that we had to, like you said, pour the marketing dollars, craft it, really really make it something to present to the world at the highest level because their talent is that serious. Like, people are kind of talking about Olivia Dean like that, but
definitely are.
They definitely are.
But exactly, but don't know.
She need to pull up.
But that'd be fire. But don't know she's been doing this for 7 to 8 years and really like.
She's also not in like your realm of like music listening.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Most people like, like Twitter, like she's not in the Twitter realm of like who people on Twitter are listening to.
Right.
And I think it's just like Bats, like someone like Bats, you mentioned Bats, like Bats probably had like a whole catalog of music that they probably just like were wiped clean and started from scratch just to make it like,
that's what they be doing.
Yeah, because like you ever play a video game and you're just like, yo, I just want to start fresh with a new character. Yeah. It's kind of like the same thing. I'm not saying Bats like a new character or anything, but it's just like, you just want to like, you just want a fresh start and like try something new, and like maybe that character that you're building in the game will be like the best character you had yet. And I think that like, a lot of times we're like, when you think of like Bats or even like the corner store kid EJ Jones, like he's super fire. But like but if you look on his page, he got old music on his joint too. Like he's with like he's signed and whatnot, but like they're just doing a really good job of marketing him. And I think that's like, you just gotta like look at that and be like, it's not an industry plan. It's just like someone just knows. Like, someone just helped craft this character, and like, they're spending a lot of money on marketing and whatnot, but like, is it an industry plant? if like it's an industry plan that people aren't really listening and like you're just like putting things out there just to put them out there,
Yeah.
but people are listening to them. Like Doechii isn't an industry plan. Doechii, if you look back at Doechii,
I hate when
That's-
people. I
that's
hate
crazy.
when
Doechii
people
got, like-
call people her interesting. Like
Specifically her.
I can't. I just don't get it.
like you could
man.
trace Doechii back at least like 6 to 8 years.
Yeah, we have the internet
But to
too.
play
You're
devil's
right.
advocate for the industry plan conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I think that people are just saying that the talent is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that they're just so in shock that the artists reached all the way to this point that someone had to have planted them there. Because growing up, we heard the Illuminati claims. Like, they
All
were
the time.
so damn good that you have to be worshiping the devil. Like, we're listening to the music in reverse, listening out for clues real quick. Because
It was
they were
like
just,
that.
it was
It was
so
like that.
good. So I do think that that's where that comes from. And like, I want to hear what you have to say about the people in the comments that say things like, oh, the bar is low on the radar and y'all just let anyone on there. Because before on the radar, there were like a limited number of options that artists can go to promote their work or perform. So it's like, you provided that platform, but there are a lot of people who would say like, some stuff are trash. I've heard some shit on there and I'll be like, what the fuck is this? But then I hear other things and I'll be like, okay, I see what y'all doing there.
I think it's like the important thing to realize about what we do is like we're not serving just you. We're not serving just you. We're not serving just you.
No, yes, you are serving me.
Man, stop playing. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like we serve a very wide audience of people. And I think like that is important that like as the internet has grown, like I was watching this thing about how, you know, they say that hip hop is on the decline, but it's just going through the same cycle that rock went through.
Yep.
Where rock becomes so splintered into so many different things.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then now rock is kind of having like its own little new resurgence with like the new punk and emo stuff going on, which is super fine. I'm super into that too. But I think that like hip hop is kind of like in the same way. It's not declining. It's just very splintered into like a lot of different things. And I think that like also regional stuff. You have to remember regional thing is very in thing. Like we put this kid on the other day, Lil Dre 556, that I was even kind of like. Aiden brought him. Shout out Aiden. Aiden brought him in.
I was about to shout him out too. But
Yeah, shout out Aiden. Aiden brought him in because Aiden's been really important with the Carolinas, and so like he brought him in, and I was like, Aiden, why does this song sound like this? But then like when I looked at the kid and I seen like the kid's impact in the Carolinas, I'm like, oh wow, this kid is like really booming down there.
Motion.
So like. Who am I to be the guy that's like who am I to be the guy that's like, oh no, like granted, like people ain't gonna like it. Obviously, I know that, but like the people who like it, who are in the Carolinas, who like it, they like it, and that's what hip hop is really becoming right now. Hip hop is really becoming really regional.
It is, bro. It is, bro.
And
that's
like,
it is.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I'll listen to Cash from my New York shit, or I'll go listen to like something from the Memphis shit or the Texas shit. Like Dallas got its own thing right now. Yep. The West Coast, the IE, LA, like all like I think they all got their own thing right now.
I think especially like another good example was 1800 Rugrat.
1900 Rugrat.
Oh, 1900. Yeah, bro. Like that's very. Okay. But yeah, it's just like just good Florida shit. Like it's getting back to being really regional, and I think that's tight, bro. Like
I love the regional.
I think it's tight,
bro. There are really people out there who listen to like Uno Miles, like you know what I'm saying, Uno Miles, and like they actually like his music. You know what I'm saying? Like I like. Granted, it's not, and I don't ever say I don't like things. I just say things that just like aren't for me.
Not for me.
Not for me. I just be like, look,
Simple as that.
His stuff just isn't really for me. But there's actually genuinely people are streaming this, and for the stream to count, how many seconds do you have to listen to a song for a stream to count?
Isn't it like 3?
Come on, you the Apple Music guy.
Right, y'all supposed to be like on the tip of your tongue.
I think it's 3. I think
it's 3. If I'm honest,
I thought it was more than that.
it might be a little bit more, but. Bro, streaming is whatever. Well, that's a different conversation.
That's a different story. But but for even some of these artists who are independent, who you might be like, what the hell is this? To have those numbers, people gotta be listening to it.
Oh,
you know what I'm
saying?
Sure. Even if certain people are just like a spike or it goes down, like people are still listening to it. So like for me, that's why it's so important to cover like such a wide range of people, because I just think like that's just where music is right now. It's obviously a volume game, and you're casting a wide net. And you kind of cast and see what works. Yep. And like the thing is, I could be like this platform that like platforms like 1 or 2 people a week, and I could be like Colors, who actually are our homies. Those are our people. Like I fuck with Colors heavy, but it's like Colors already exists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Nucci's from Porch, that's my guy too. Nucci exists already. You know what I'm saying? And Nucci has the uphill battle of also competing with the NPR Tiny Desk, because that's like his lane. Yeah. So he has that uphill battle, but he's doing an incredible job at it. Go vote for him for that NAACP award if that's still open. But my point being is that like, for me, being OTR and being, doing what we do is like, I'm not trying, like, I can, and when I first started it and I was having big artists do on the radar, like, and interviews, they weren't getting, like, big numbers. It wasn't until I started doing the upcoming artists, started messing with the smaller artists, that I was like, the weird shit that people might be like, like, that's when I realized that, like, that's what was working. So I think, like, now the way that I look at it is, like, bro, like, I could try to be like Colors, I could try to be like somebody else, but, like, then I'd be competing directly with them. And, like, those are, like I said, those are our people. Like, we talk to them, we're cool with them, but, like, I also know that's, like, I can never be them in the sense of, like, they already exist.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to start a new Breakfast Club. You're not gonna be the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so that's why I'm okay with doing, like, weird shit, because I'm like, the weird shit is, like, you know, it actually helps out. Like, look at July, the viral meme of him dancing around, but people are, like, actually listening to his music now, and they're like, wait a second. This is fire. Like, hold on. They're like, we were clowning him, but this is hard. And I think, like, that's important too. But trust me, there is stuff sometimes that I'm like, this is weird. But, like, people on my team be like, trust me. And then I look into the artist. I'm like, all right, it's weird, but, like, let's give it a shot because it's gonna do well. It'll get the people conversating. And we're still doing shit that is, like, good, like real hip hop. We put real hip hop on all the time.
100%.
But the real hip hop audience doesn't even care about to stream or listen to real hip hop half the time.
I won't say they don't care. I just don't think that they're tech savvy or social
Well,
savvy.
they're not doing the work to, like, find the new rap artists. You know what I'm saying?
I think, you know, bro, and you mentioned them earlier, Aiden, and just shout out to the whole team.
Thank you.
Because y'all music discovery level is, the volume that you produce and the music discovery is such at a level that, yeah, you could be on there all day and find 5 new artists that you like or want to listen to.
Yeah.
You guys do a great job of using the internet to unturn every rock that's not turned over.
Exactly.
Just showing people, you know, what they might be living like right here, or living like in this and that, or anything. So I think it's, you know, it's tight, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Tight.
Thank you. You just gotta keep I would say keep your third ear and your third eye open.
Oh,
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
Like, look into who we put on before you judge, and, like, you'll probably see, and you might, like, there might be, like, a weird rapper that we put on, and you'll go on their page and, like, Denzel Curry and all these other cool artists are on them. You're like they fuck with him,
Right.
But yeah, man. We do a lot, but that's, you know, that's kind of the fun part about it.
Absolutely. So we're gonna move into our lunch break. Now, this is not my area of expertise, so this is where I'm gonna pass the ball to Miss 2Bs and let her cook. But she was very excited to speak with you about growing up in New York City as Panamanians and Puerto Ricans and all the various things that y'all have done. So please take it away.
Okay, let's do it.
You know, I'm not sure if you know about the Panamanian parade that
I'm not
goes
super
on
hip.
in Brooklyn.
I'm not super hip.
But as a Panamanian in New York, I've been to the Puerto Rican Day Parade numerous times because, like, our community is smaller than the Puerto Rican community. Like, you guys have more institutional backing. That's why some of y'all think that y'all made reggaeton. But yeah, so
I don't know why you looked at me like that, because I always credit, like, I always credit y'all. Like,
all right, because Bad Bunny be saying that reggaeton was born in Puerto Rico just like him. That's always where he loses me in the song.
No, I'm pretty sure he said, no, I think I'm
in the
pretty
last
sure.
album, he literally said, reggaeton nació en Puerto Rico como yo.
I think, but hold on. I think that could be taken out of context.
No, it's a literal word. He said, Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico, and so was reggaeton.
Hey,
What context can that be taken out of? I don't know.
But I acknowledge that the Panamanians, like, that's where that shit started. Like, I saw some Jamaicans on Twitter being last night saying we started like reggaeton. I'm like, it's kind of like a joint effort for real. If we all being honest, like, it came from one, went to another. Then obviously, you know, Puerto Rico, like, was the one that kind of, like, took it there. But, you know, I never discredit anybody for the work that they put into a genre.
All right, but the Jamaicans, I feel like they feel that way because a lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Panamanians are like first generation Panamanian, and their grandparents like immigrated from the Caribbean to build the canal and stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I could see why they say that, but I want to know, like, what are your experiences going to the Puerto Rican Day Parade? Like, what are some of your fondest memories going?
Okay, yeah, I will say, like, I had very strict Puerto Rican parents growing up.
Okay.
First and foremost, like, my mom growing up, she definitely did not let me go to the parade, right?
You didn't go to the parade?
Not until I was, like, early, like, college, for real. And
damn, Gabe, that
like,
shit was whack by then.
Nah, we was watching it on TV, and, like, I remember, like, you know, my mom would always be like, "Oh, we're not going to the parade. I used to be I would be in Bushwick at my abuela's crib at 30 Manhattan Avenue. She don't live there no more, so I can say that. But, like, I'll be at 30 Manhattan Ave. Like, we'd be watching. We would always watch it because then the Bushwick parade would be going on at the same time. So, like, I would be in, like, the Puerto Rican neighborhood in Brooklyn, for the parade and, you know, doing all the things there. But like, we never ever really went into the city. But, you know, luckily I met Angie. And like Angie would always be on the float. So for a lot of years when I was interning and even like working at iHeart, I would be on the float. And that was just like, though, there was one year though. I'm not gonna get that. I'm not gonna get that.
No, come on, let's get into it.
This is one year that I think that they had like Afrobeat on the float.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, but they kept spinning that song, and I was like, kind of Afrobeat's hard, but I was like, wait, why are we doing?
Puerto Rican neighbor,
I was kind of confused by that at the time. But then it was the next year was like the year that I Like It came out with Cardi B and Bad Bunny and I remember Top Boogie was DJing and Top Boogie had that song on repeat.
What song was it?
It was I Like It. He had
I thought it was the Afrobeat song.
No. But like it was on repeat. But like I had so much fun at those parades. Like for real. Like that really kind of like opened my eyes so much more to like, you know, obviously outside of Bushwick, like my culture, and like I had a blast. I went to the parade last year, kind of like incognito on the side.
Okay.
Didn't really work out that well. I ain't gonna lie. I kept getting pulled over. But,
they're like, yo, Gabe P.
Yeah. This one girl came up to me like the other day. She's like, yeah, this is our second time meeting. I'm like, when did we meet? She's like, oh, I was in the Puerto Rican Day parade. I came up and handed you I was like,
and you know she saw you.
Yeah, I know she saw me. But yeah, the parade is like so important. And like I think, you know, what's cool about it now, you know, you said it was kind of whack by the time I was like 18, 19. But I think what it is like, I think now they put more of an emphasis instead of on partying. It's more about like the culture and the history. And I think like that's what I, you know, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but like I kind of agree with my mom there. I'm like, look, we could party after the parade. We could go,
for sure.
We could go to Tonitas. We could go get fucked up. But like, I think the parade itself should be like an expression of like, you know, the culture, the island, the people, what's going on right now, the issues that we're facing, this and that. Like, I think that's very important to that aspect of the parade. Like, it was funny. Curtis Lewa was in the parade last year, and I seen him. I was like, what is? You know, when the whole mayor thing was going on, I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Like, what's happening? But the parade itself is like, I think it's beautiful now. Like, it's really such a beautiful expression of like our culture and like what we go through. And I think that is cool how it brings like, you know, even people who aren't Puerto Rican together. Because like everybody in New York City wants to be Puerto Rican that day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you feel me?
I imagine we having fun. You know what I'm saying? We having fun.
So
yeah, I love the parade, man. And I hope to, you know, it's funny. We were joking about like doing it on the radar float one day. But
that'd be hard.
That would be really dope.
That would be crazy.
And very aligned with everything that you're doing right now.
I low-key got to be on that float.
So like now,
me too, low-key.
I can't lie to you.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't lie to you.
Let me practice my salsa.
Real quick.
I mean, you know, we might look into it because I think it'd be cool just to do the float and then, you know, maybe get some of the artists on the island that we fuck with to come be on the float with us. And you know, I think it's important because like, you know, they don't really. It's the same thing with hip hop. Like they like the Latin music radio scene and all that. Like they don't really push the young guys like they should. There's a few that they push, which is dope, like the Clarence of like Puerto Rico, but like the young Chibis and all that, they also get very underserved because of who they are and where they come from, kind of like the K-Flocks and D-Things and shit.
Exactly.
So like, you know, I definitely want to do something that kind of brings some of those guys over to New York and do something cool. But, you know, that's just something we're thinking about.
To wrap this topic, though, real quick, because I don't know too many Puerto Ricans that aren't, like, heavy, big Puerto Rican flag, heavy, like, going to the parade. So, like, I'm interested to know more about your upbringing because, like, personally, I'm first generation Panamanian. So, like, you know, clearly, I'm a Black woman. My name means Black. But in my home, it's Spanish, like a Spanish home, very culture. Like, how was it for you? Because, like, my mom played classic salsa all the time. Like, Tito Nieves, Gilberto Santa Rosa, like, those are all the things that I'm hearing in my home. Even growing up, listening to reggaeton, like, I used to spend summers in Panama, like whole summers, and then come back and forget English words. So like,
really, that's amazing. I wish I had that. Yeah,
so it's like, how is it for you? Because like in my family too, I'm the only one that's Panamanian for real. Because like everyone else has like Caribbean mothers, so like they're not really growing up in the culture. And I'm trying my best to like preserve my culture, especially like for further generations. So it's like, how was your upbringing and like, outside of On the Radar, what are some ways that you're personally preserving your culture or like trying to connect closer with it?
No, that's a great question. It's kind of, I had a weird upbringing, right? First of all, my parents are amazing. Like, I love them so much. Like, they really,
you always got to start with that because when they see this.
Real shit.
What's up, Gabe's parents? But they really are the best. But I think, like, you know, being you know, my parents, they grew up in a New York City that was very like racist towards Latinos. You know what I'm saying? Not just of like, not, you know, like of all skin colors, right? You know what I'm saying? Not
you
just
have to assimilate.
Yeah, you have to assimilate. And so my dad also grew up in the South Bronx with a stepfather who was Italian, who was kind of, that's my grandfather. That's who I look at as my grandfather, right? So my dad was raised like a little Italian too. He's not Italian, but he was raised a little Italian. My mom on the other side, obviously full Puerto Rican. Spanish was her first language, all that. But like, as I got older and I hear the stories of like what the Bronx was like, what Brooklyn was like, what my mom specifically went through, because my dad kind of had like that Italianness to him because he was raised a little Italian. So I feel like he could navigate a little bit differently than my mom. But my mom is very Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And so I feel like growing up, like, whatever traumas that they faced growing up, they didn't want me to deal with the same thing. So I feel like they try to raise me like really American, which I'm not mad at them at all, because as I get older, I understand why they did it, because they didn't want me to deal with the same, even the way that you say my name. Like people say it Pabon. The name is Pabon. Pabon with the accent over the O. Like we don't put my dad don't put the accent, nothing, right? And I don't fault him for that, because again, like that's just like assimilating to American culture.
Right.
And so like I think part of me, like, growing up, my mom used to play salsa music, but she played Ricky Martin, but she didn't play like reggaeton. I didn't really get into like reggaeton until like I would hang out with like my Colombian friends and whatnot who were in my town that I grew up in. But like I think as I got older, and my abuela, of course, like whenever I say with my abuela in Brooklyn, like that's when I would get like my salsa. We used to watch like
that real shit.
Yeah, we used to watch Telemundo. What was the show on Telemundo with
Gaso
the
Cerrado?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We used to watch the telenovelas at night. I used to watch it with my mom. There was one growing up that we used to watch called, it was like El Cuerpo del Deseo.
Come on, that's the classic.
You know what I'm saying?
That
That was tough.
Yeah.
But like, they locked in right now.
But so there was like a lot of points of my childhood where I did get like that upbringing that I should have gotten, but there was also a lot of stuff that was like taken away from me because they didn't want me. I feel like, not trying to say they wanted me to just be forward facing as like a white kid, but like
they was low key protecting you.
They're just
that's
like,
their own trauma.
It's like
trauma.
they not projecting it on you in a bad way, but like protecting you and like trauma. Facts.
Yeah.
Like they never let me go to the island when I was a kid. Like none of that. Like we never did any of that.
I went to Panama when I was 2 months old.
Kept you on the straight and narrow for real.
Yeah, they did. Which I mean, like it's good. No, yeah, because it got me where I am. But I think as like an adult now, like what my responsibility is. Also, like I'm the only grandchild. I'm the only male grandchild with the last name on my dad's side. And then I'm the only fully Puerto Rican grandchild on my mom's side. So like I'm kind of like
that last name.
You got that shit on your back.
You're carrying a lot.
Yeah, it is like heavy, and like now as like an adult and about to turn 30 in August, like a big thing for me and what I've been thinking about is like how do I preserve this for my kids one day, and that's why like doing OTR PR is so important for me, because it's like it's something tangible that I could be like, hey, look this is what your pops did, and then also it gives me an excuse to be on the island to live on the island for a month to really like move around and get to like get to reconnect with my culture. And that's also why I've been on the island so much this last like year and a half too. Not even just because of like the Bad Bunny stuff. The Bad Bunny stuff is just a plus, because I ain't gonna lie, being in PR when this era is going on is so much fun.
When your country has an ambassador,
it's like lit.
it hit different. That's like Rihanna for Barbados. That Pop Smoke was supposed to be that for me.
Yeah.
Like if you call Barbados and Prime Rihanna, I don't know what it was like.
I went to Carnival in 2017.
Wow.
They have her picture in the airport.
You
feel me?
Or like think about like Jamaica Prime, like Vibes Cartel. Even now, like you know what I'm saying?
Imagine your picture in the Puerto Rican airport.
One day.
That's crazy. Puerto Rico's
One
like
day.
dumb lit right now.
No,
yeah, it's
funny
amazing.
shit.
And like I think like the cool thing there is like making friends who are from the island, and then also like reconnecting with like the different parts of the island, like where my family's from, like even like making it a point to go visit like some grave sites where my family's buried out there, like just doing all the things that are like that kind of I wasn't allowed to do as a child, now I can do as an adult. And even now, like honestly, like I'm just so deep. Like I told you, like all I really listen to now is like Spanish music for real. And like I think that is like it is like a kind of an effect of like just some like hip hop not really being what I listen to all the time. But I still, don't get wrong, I still listen to plenty of hip hop, like Chris Patrick, Suave, Ben Riley, all the young boys smoking it right now. Those my guys. I love their music. But like on the most side, I just listen to Latin music because it's like also a part of me like kind of trying to reconnect with my culture. Like I had a big meeting last week, like huge meeting, and I prepped for it by just playing like a salsa playlist on my drive. And it just like leveled me so much. And like, I don't know, it's just, when you go to Panama, like, you step off that plane and like something
the air,
something open, something like hits you. The first time I went to PR, not long ago, because I told you for a long time I wasn't, my folks, like, they didn't have me go, and then I was building OTR and like all this stuff was keeping me busy. But I remember when I stepped off the plane for the first time, right? Like it just like felt like something like awakened inside of me.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like a feeling, and I was like, oh shit, like we gotta stay with this feeling. And so like, you know, that's where I'm at now. Just like kind of like one, you know, relearning the things that I don't know about my own culture, but then also like not being negligent and being like, hey, look, like I'm gonna bring OTR there. And I want to like tangibly, like, you know, just like how Melo helped build the basketball court in La Perla. Like, I want to do something that I could bring over there and be tangible for them, and do it more than once and be like, hey, look, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here in New York, but I'm still here for y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that y'all go through and that y'all dealing with, like, I want to help y'all. And so that's why I'm bringing OTR there to, you know, do artists big and small, and to, you know, kind of leave my mark on the island, and, you know, in a way that I feel like is meaningful for my family that's here and not here anymore.
I love that.
A lot of the Latinx kids that I know who had to grow up assimilating, they didn't learn Spanish, so you don't know Spanish.
Nah, but you know what's crazy? Like,
I know.
But you know what's crazy? Like,
no sabe español.
No,
better get on Duolingo, my boy.
No, Duolingo does not work. I ain't gonna lie.
Truthfully, it's only good for like learning vocab, but like conversational stuff, it's pointless.
No, like this last year, like where I've been like just fully like putting myself into like just listening to only Spanish music. Like every day I catch myself more and more like understanding more. It's just what people don't understand for like kids who are forced to assimilate here. Yeah. They're just there's that timidness to like speak it. Yeah. Because it's like when I'm drunk, I could really like I could ramble a little bit.
Yo entiendo más que yo hablo también,
exactly,
me da pena a veces, pero yo sabe cómo hablar.
Exactly. So like I'm like a little nervous to like speak it, but like if you
sí, claro.
Sí, claro. Yeah, but if you put me in a situation where I have to, I'll do it. But it's just, you know, I'm getting there. Like I don't ever want to say that I'm fluent or anything like that. I'm working on it, and I think that part of, if you really want to do the work, you will, and that's kind of what I've been doing. But I've been using my own method, and that's just through music.
Yeah, and it's very impactful. Like some of my favorite songs are like Mia, Bad Bunny, and like
you know, my mom didn't know who Drake was until that song came out.
Really?
She did not know who Drake was.
That's hilarious.
So that song.
The funny enough, the Drake song with Romeo Santos in 2014.
Yo,
that one. OD hard. So like that and dating Latin women has helped me learn the language quite well, I will say.
And being in the East Coast, you feel me?
Yeah, like I grew up playing baseball, so I had a lot of Dominican and Puerto Rican friends, and then just my high school was super diverse. So I obviously I'm not like of a Latin descent myself, but I understand a lot of what your upbringing was like, because a lot of them were the same way, and they're reconnecting with their culture. Going to Colombia, going to PR, going to Dominican Republic, and all that. And
what about you? Your family's from Haiti. Like, how Haitian are you?
Yeah, my mom made it a point to like bring us to Haiti when we were young. My grandfather was a Haitian pastor of a Haitian church, so we would go there a lot. Didn't know the language at all, and service would be mad long, so I would be annoyed. But like now, as I get older and I lost both my grandparents, like I definitely have that hunger to reconnect with my culture. Like I'm learning Creole now, so every day going through my vocab, trying to speak it with my mom, and I definitely want to get back to Haiti. It's been crazy over there for the last forever. So I'm kind of like, it's almost like a risk going, but I definitely want to get back. And so like as I get older, and as I've lost people and just spend time with my family, like I definitely feel that desire to get more in touch with my Asian side.
Nah, for sure. I think it's important. I mean, look, like it doesn't matter what age you are, you know. I think that's kind of like, even a lot. That's a big point about like what, like everything that Bad Bunny's preaching about too is like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like we're all Puerto Rican. Like just because, you know, I struggle with speaking Spanish, that doesn't make me any less Puerto Rican than you. Like honestly, New Yorkers are their own thing.
Like, shout out to Mark Anthony.
You know what I'm saying? Like even Mark Anthony, like my
he coined that term.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, he made me feel seen. He made me feel seen as a kid, because my mom would be like, "Girl, you sound like J-Lo." And I'm like, pero tú lo entiendes, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
All right then, so fuck it.
Nah, Mark Anthony really made it cool for us, and that's why like, you know, I'm just, you know, reconnecting with my culture, and that's why, you know, even doing the OTR Puerto Rico thing is important. That's that's why I'm not doing that. That's why my abuela is like the narrator of the trailer, because it's just like it's a full circle moment. Yeah.
It's a great transition. For our chat this week, it's going to be slim, 2 topics, but we'll probably have a lot to talk about within them. Super Bowl 60 was this past weekend. The game ain't shit to say. Patriots got their asses whooped.
Yawn.
That was a spanking.
It was okay. Tell us more.
I came prepared. I came prepared because I was like, wait.
Somebody knowing some sports?
Yeah, because I said, hold on, I gotta hold my weight with the boys. I mean, you know what I mean? I seen the 0 for man long. I was like, damn, nothing made me look up while I was on my computer. They got spanked really badly. And then come to find out, my boyfriend's mom was like, oh, I'm betting for the New England Patriots. And I'm like, okay, what team is Stephon Diggs on? Because that's the one I'm root for too. He's on that shit. I was like, damn.
It was not a good game to watch, and it was not good for my FanDuel either.
Oh boy. Wait, who you betting for?
So I do prop betting. So like this guy gets like 60 yards. This guy scored a touchdown, all that. Jackson Smith and Jigba got hurt like in the second quarter, so he fucked up a couple of my parlays, but it was tough. Like I hit a few straight bets, but parlays it was not it. Super Bowl is weird for parlays. If y'all some parlay demons who don't be hitting shit, play some straight bets instead, and you'll make some money. But for many people, football didn't matter because it was the Bad Bunny Bowl, the Benito Bowl. I love the performance. It's one of my favorites that I've ever watched.
It was good.
The stage design, the production of it, the genuine display of the culture. Like he's walking by a table, niggas playing dominoes. He's walking by the little icy cart. He's climbing up the fucking pole.
The sleeping baby.
Yo, like it was insane. Falls through the roof. Like that was crazy. Lady Gaga pops up. Ricky Martin pops up. He had niggas in the crowd wearing like Nike Techs and sweats and Timbs and fitteds and stuff, like really displaying Puerto Rican culture, and it felt like New Yorkish in a way too. So I really enjoyed it. The messaging of it I think was important too. Like we talked about last week, I don't need artists to stand for something personally. I think there are people who are supposed to do that, but if you're gonna do it the way Bad Bunny did.
Yeah, I agree.
The way he did it at the Grammys and the way he did it at the Super Bowl halftime show. So much flowers to him. I really enjoyed that. How'd y'all feel about it?
I saw the reports about that being a real wedding, and I'm like, shout outs to them. That is really iconic. That's and some like the marriage needs to last till they die. And you know, of course, he shouted out my mom's country and my dad's country. I'm part Colombian as well. I almost never say that.
I didn't know that part. That's new.
Oh,
well, we getting more Miss 2B's lore.
Yeah.
The lore just keeps adding up.
My mom actually asked me, how does my dad feel about me only claiming Panama? I'm just like, hey.
We had this convo in the club.
Yeah.
I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, that's crazy.
My dad's Colombian and shit. So, you know, we shouted it out. And I visited my dad for the first time in 2019. And I got that feeling when I got off the plane, too, that you was talking about. So, yeah, I'm real Hispanic, real Afro-Latina. Holla at me for Hispanic heritage. Yeah. And I loved the set design. That was my favorite part, the set design. The casting call to be the walking grass, call me. I can do that.
I think it was beautiful. Like even like he had Tonita there. Like that's hard. Like there's so many things like that taco stand that he had. That's actually a stand in LA. I found out. So like that's a stand in LA. He had Tonita there, and if you look even on the set design for Tonitas, it has the Grand Street address on it, which is super tough.
That was tough.
I think just even with the light poles and kind of like what that represents about how like the island is fucked with its power grid. Like electricity goes out all the time. When we've been there a couple times, shit has gone out. Our Wi-Fi has gone out. The water, it's bad. I think overall like it was such a beautiful like way to like kind of combat everything that everybody's been saying about him online and like you know just like all the negativity that he's been facing in regards to like it's only in Spanish. It's not American, and like at the end,
fuck what? Learn something new.
And at the end of the day, and at the end of it, him being like, "God bless America," but he didn't say. But he didn't say the United States. He said America, and with like North America, South America, Central America,
Canada,
and like that's why it was important. And like I also think what was cool about it is that like Eb, I don't know if you and I had this conversation, but like you know, in the early 2000s, I feel like Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, like we were all together, and then like now it feels like we're so like separated. You know, even if you look at Caribbean parties, like they always leave off Puerto Rican, Dominican flags from it. And I'm like, you know, it's cool. I don't feel no way because like we also do the same thing.
I don't get no love either. When Bad Bunny said Panama, I jumped up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's like you know, even like the way he said like Jamaica and Haiti, like on how they're supposed to be pronounced because
Jamaica,
and we're all Taino at the end of the day. Like we're all come from like the same ancestors. We all have the same background. So I think it was really cool, and I hope that like that, you know, I hope that what he did at that Super Bowl like changes things, even especially here in New York. Because I think like the Caribbean parties, like the fact that like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, and Haitians don't be turning up together like we used to, it's crazy. Because that's why I have such a vast knowledge of like dancehall and reggae. Because
it's true.
The people who I grew up with were Jamaican,
Yep.
and like they know a lot about like reggaeton and salsa because they grew up with me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like I think that like, and it's just so weird now that like they be doing like the Latin parties and then the dancehall parties, and they be so separate.
Because what is that about? Because before you would really have like a segment for each culture when we used to go out in the parties, and now they're just like separate, and like the transplants be very loud on the internet about that. Like, no, seriously, they be like, New Yorkers don't play about their Caribbean music and Cash Cobain. That's what they say. And I'm just like, you're not lying now. And I kind of sit in the middle of all of those communities, so I can enjoy most of them, but it still does get to a point, even no matter how much I like
last night was special though, because I live uptown, and I happened to be in the Heights during like the halftime, or like going to the halftime, and I was doing something, getting some food. And just walking by and seeing people glued to the TV and like really like it was like a moment. Nobody in the streets. It was like
nostalgic.
It was just tight. It was tight to see. It was tight to see how excited everybody was, and like it was happening, and like I had to go pick up the food, and dudes like trying to run me my food so he can run back to the TV and watch. And it was just like it was just tight, man. It was just tight, and it was good too. It was really good. It was
really
Chris
good. Brown sounding off.
What'd he say?
He said, it's clear that they need me, something like that. Like, Lord. You know, like
that they need
I
him.
understand his sentiment because he had a successful tour, and like he is capable of taking the Super Bowl stage.
Shit was Breezy Bowl,
but you could have said it in a way where it didn't seem like a slight to Bad Bunny. Like, and I was in a few group chats with people who that's not their type of music. So like, similar to what you said, you don't got to call it bad. You can just say it's not for me. Niggas were saying it was bad. I was like, that's not bad music. Like you can't.
Just say you don't be around bad bitches.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
I have something for that. Keep going. I have something for that.
Y'all don't be outside, and if you're outside, you're not outside in environments where like the shit that's actually moving is playing.
And that
like,
the baddies like.
Yeah, and I saw some other complaints about. They said he didn't do the hits. I'm like,
those are all of them.
You clearly don't know. Like, and he's got so much he can leave stuff off. Like, if you want to see all the hits, go to his concert.
Right.
I didn't get that. I didn't get when they said he didn't do the hits.
I saw him perform April 2024 at Barclays, and the nigga did everything I would want to see.
Because they only studied DTMF, that's why.
Yeah,
he did all the hits throughout his entire career.
Yeah, y'all clearly
not his whole career, but like a good amount of them.
Right.
Like last 5-6 years mostly.
Right.
For sure.
But it was still a good like medley for me.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it.
Did you catch the homage to like Tego, Don Omar, and Daddy?
I was like, wait, is Daddy Yankee about to come out?
Yeah, I was about to.
Like, but you know,
he
gave his life to God.
That would have been crazy.
He gave his life to God.
I respect it. Nah,
I was ready.
That would have been crazy.
Because I had heard Tego's voice, and then I heard Don Omar's voice, and then I heard I heard Daddy Yankee's voice. And I said, he not gonna do what I think. Because I ain't gonna lie, putting that if he had them all together,
that would have been crazy.
That would have been like, honestly, that I ain't gonna lie, them three being together might be the only thing that could be bigger than him.
Especially Tego, because like he always advocated for the Afro Puerto Ricans as well. My first concert was a Don Omar concert.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fire.
I always say it's the Scream Tour, and then my uncle showed me a picture recently, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a liar. My first concert ever was Don Omar.
Don Omar's him too. Like I'm familiar. That nigga him.
Pobre Diabla. Come on now.
But yeah, it was awesome. Like as I said before, definitely one of my favorites, and we've had some really good halftime shows over the last couple of years. I really loved Usher's. 2022, the 50. No, it was Eminem, Dr. Dre,
the Mary
J, Kendrick. 50 came out.
That one was cool.
That one was pretty good.
I've been enjoying the shows recently.
The Weeknd I thought was really good.
Weeknd was amazing.
Weeknd was good. Rihanna was good.
We've had some really good ones the last couple of years, and so quickly just want to ask y'all, like, who would you like to see next? Do you think we're gonna get more global expansion, type artists? Like in my group chat, the one guy said he would like to see WizKid up there. I'm like, WizKid maybe. I could see Burna Boy. To be honest, like,
I can see Burna Boy.
truthfully, I do think Burna Boy is big enough to where he could do it.
I think they'll probably go to Afro beats next.
Burna Boy gotta be bigger though.
Yeah, bro, I can't lie.
He gotta be a little bit. He gotta be a little bit bigger.
He needs.
How much more bigger does he need to get?
He needs his DTMF album.
Yeah, bro. He needs like a hit. Like he needs an undeniable.
You know what's so crazy? People are definitely like the reactions to the question, to the answer that you gave. People definitely feel this way about Afro beats. Like it hasn't had its like moment that like the early 2000s dance hall moment had. It's not like the same energy.
And like we've had really big Afrobeats hits over the years. You talk about Essence.
Yeah.
You talk about Last. You talk about Burna Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't escape that shit.
Yeah, like Burna himself has put out like 4 hits over the last few years.
So that's how much bigger he needs to get.
I'm like, I honestly think he's ready, but
I don't know.
I think it's like a cultural thing.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you think about it. Sorry, but I'll go real quick.
No, like I mean, like I don't know if Burna Boy can do one, but who I could see doing one throughout, like in the future. Maybe it's like Rema, like or something like if he gets that big.
But who right now could do it?
Yeah, that's
who I want to do it right now is Justin Bieber, but that's just me.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah,
yes, I want Bieber to do it.
I'm shocked.
Okay.
I'm shocked he's never.
Okay, we got.
I want Bieber to do it.
You're not jacking that?
Did you see that UConn performance? Come on, gang.
With the boxers?
Bro, Justin Bieber
that shit was next level.
Beats catalog, he's
too.
good. He's absolutely good for a 15-minute set.
Yes.
I think also you got to notice like the trend and like what they've been doing with the Super Bowl. Like everything, it's been like cultural moments surrounding like Kendrick's thing was very much a depiction of like African American culture in America. Bad Bunny's was very much a depiction of Latin American culture.
That's why I say Africa's next.
You know, but the thing is like for
I
think for like an African artist, what just fell? Oh, did I just break the thing?
No.
Okay. But I think for like a Nigerian or like just any African artist to do it, they need to. Because it has to be like a cultural moment, you know? And like, I think that if an album this next year is like undeniably that, like, it represents like where they're from in Africa as a whole entirely, the same way that like DTMF had united all of Latin America, the same way that GNX, like, you know, united so much of the hip hop community. They need like that album, and if that album comes out, then then I think that they'll do it. But as of right now, like unless they do like the Dr. Dre thing where they just have a bunch of them together, you know, which I think also would be cool.
That could work.
Too. It could work too.
But Burna Boy, Wizkid, Rema, you get like one more.
But you know their egos are not gonna allow them to do
Thames.
that.
I was about to say Thames.
Thames will be fine.
But they need that one undeniable album for it to be one person. That's just my opinion.
No, you're right.
Because
I
feel like I listen to Afro beats and I understand the culture and I'm fully like entrenched in it, but I feel like they just haven't had an album that really brings you into the world the way that GNX and DTMF bring you into the world of the artists that they're creating.
I'd say African Giant was kind of that, but that was 7 years ago.
It was close.
Right.
It was close, but that was like pre-pandemic. Like obviously they want
another one.
I mean, so then who do y'all want or think like Legacy Act versus Young Act or
has Ed Sheeran done one?
I don't
think Ed Sheeran would.
Did he join someone?
I feel like he might have.
I think he joined someone. I think he joined someone.
I think Justin Bieber.
I wouldn't even know, but Justin Bieber was a good pick. So that might be.
That's my thing. Like I feel like we're kind of running low on like legacy acts that are of that stature. Like I was thinking, I was like,
because if it's not Chris Brown, then who?
I low key think T.I. can maybe do his own one.
Not T.I.
You don't think so?
That would be tough, man.
Because when we talking like, come on, that's real niche.
Maybe
but he gonna be on that rubber band, man.
T.I. was really big in his prime.
I'm talking about like if it was.
Trust me, I love the T.I.
But that would have to be like a Greats of the South edition Super Bowl. Like you have to do like T.I., Master P. Like you gotta do like it has to be a Southern all across the board type of thing. It can't just be one thing.
Yeah, and it's also in L.A. next year, so they could go someone who's a home. I mean, obviously that's not the thing. That was the whole conversation with Lil Wayne.
Right.
Like we don't pick people from their hometowns, but when it was in LA in 2022, they did have Dr. Dre. He was the only, him and Snoop were the only West Coast representatives.
Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it?
Justin Bieber, he right there. He lives there.
Biebs would be dope.
He has to do it.
And Biebs would absolutely be dope.
I'm glad he was there last night with Zane Lowe, so like I feel like
that was crazy. I seen that.
Yeah, you seen that, right?
I was like, they're sitting like they're probably talking about it right now.
Like what they could. I think he's the perfect one because I feel like he's also like cool enough with like the hip hop side of the community and globally. Like
people will be happy. It will be a rejoice and happiness. Like if he did it.
Like, think about it. That's how you get, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not trying to be that guy, but that's how you get your Afro beats in there. Because then he just does a version with Thames and Wizkid. You know what I'm saying? He does Essence with Thames and Wizkid, boom.
Don't be that guy.
I mean,
Don't be that guy.
But come on, but
he smoked it.
He did nothing for the record.
Come on now.
No, the record got bigger because of him.
No, the record got bigger. That's what they were spinning on the radio.
The record charted because of him.
Ab, that's what they were playing on the radio. They would only play the Justin Bieber version. I swear to God.
It went top 10 on Billboard because of Biebs.
I'm telling you, that's like the perfect.
Because at certain moments you're supposed to reference the charts, and then at certain other moments.
All right, let me do this with you. Shakira and J-Lo, when they did their Super Bowl, they propped Bad Bunny up, and then obviously so many years later, that puts him in the conversation of like, doing the Super Bowl.
Right.
That could be the same thing that he does for Thames and Wizkid. Because think about, because a lot of like, while Latin America's right there,
but because he's white, I don't want that to happen.
I go out. I'm fully.
And it's Black History Month.
I feel
all
you.
right.
I feel you.
We ain't talking this bull caca on Black History Month.
I feel you.
Wiz and Thames probably made so much more money because they got that look. Like
Shout out to them,
that's the business.
I feel you, and I think I'm thinking of it from like a business perspective because also like think about it, Latin America's right there. So for like the NFL to like be like, oh, let's do something like Latin American related for the Super Bowl, it makes sense. They're already playing games in Brazil. They had Karol G do the halftime show there. They haven't really dug too deep into their Afrobeats back. Like, you know, like it's like with anything, you gotta like kind of like sprinkle it in and then see how it works out and then grow it off there. Like the Shakira and the J-Lo Super Bowl, that was a sprinkle. That was a little, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna throw some Bad Bunny in there, and then we're gonna see if this comes back around 10 years later. It came back around.
Has Pitbull ever done one?
I was just talking about that. Pitbull would fry it.
I go out. Pitbull
would be hard.
I was sitting there thinking.
He would murder that shit.
About that.
I'm all for it. Like literally,
he would murder that shit.
I was talking with my boys about that literally the other day. I'm like, bro,
I go out. That side of America loves Pitbull.
That shit will go up.
Bad.
Like he's got the house EDM type stuff, the pop stuff. Obviously, you know his more cultural type stuff. So it'll be fire.
I was gagged to learn he was the Source's unsigned hype.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll never forget 2004, 2005 Pitbull. That nigga.
I was gagged.
Oh yeah, Lord God, man, that's
Come
my
here.
shit.
Yo, gotta do culo at the Super Bowl. But I would go crazy.
Sorry to be super Latin again. Before we ended off with that. The early 2000s was OD Latin. Remember them Optimum commercials?
Yeah.
877
313 4448. Like the fusion.
He wasn't here for that. He was not here for that.
That was a New York thing?
Yeah. It definitely had to be coast.
That did not hit Chicago or Ohio. None of that.
Damn.
Yo, and there was an Optimum cable chipping the line.
Call your mom, call your dad, call all you want from state to state. That was my shit, bro.
These niggas is turned.
Oh my God. Yeah, they have Optimum in the Midwest?
No, not like that.
These niggas is on
So what y'all was...
that commercial coming on midday in your abuela's apartment, different.
Yo, and then like the hip hop collabs too, Nina Sky, Nori, like it was crazy.
Yeah,
like,
y'all was living different here.
No, and like I was hella, like
that's why niggas didn't know Kid Cudi. Niggas was deep in Optimum bags.
Jim Jones put Armon on.
Oh my God.
Go listen to our last episode talking about Kid Cudi.
Said who?
That's
talking about day and night. I know about day and Optimum.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Y'all niggas,
man, that's so fucking funny. And then the biggest release of this past week, J. Cole, The Fall-Off, his double disc. Gabe, I'll start with you. How'd you feel about the project?
I like it. I finally like had a moment because like it's been with an album like Cole's album, I need like time to sit with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like I ain't gonna lie. I tried to listen after I dropped my friend off from LeBain. I tried listening to it on the way home.
That was not a drive home album. You
No,
need it.
it wasn't.
Just put on your Dembo and just drive home.
I should have put on some. I should have put on some Dembo.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. And then I had to like turn it off because I was like, nah, this ain't the time.
Yeah.
And then I tried to listen to it again on another car ride, and I was like, it's not the time.
Yeah.
And then I went to the gym on Saturday, and I was like, I got 2 hours, and I ran through the whole project, and I think like that's when I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
Because he got a couple records on there that are kind of made for the gym. I only listened through it fully one time already.
Yeah.
I kind of got through the first like 6 or 7 songs like 3 times. So I don't want to just be like, oh, it's great, I don't like it, da da da. I just feel like he's definitely rapping his ass off. Like he does
that.
He definitely got a lot to prove.
He does that.
I seen the criticisms about the record where he's rapping from the Tupac and the Biggie perspective.
Yeah.
That was definitely like kind of interesting. Not saying that was one of my favorite records on it.
Same.
But I appreciate what I do appreciate is like I like the Let Out record. Like, will we make it through?
Let It Out.
Like that.
Very ambitious.
I actually love the hook on that song. It's like crazy. And
it was a very musical album,
Yes.
very instrumental.
Yes.
I actually love
layers
that
to
hook.
it, and that's why, similar
really
to
good.
Gabe, I've listened to it twice through. The second listen, I enjoyed it way more than the first listen, but I also don't want to give any too crazy takes because I really think this is an album you got to grow with and really
grow with
take in to appreciate the concepts and the layers and all that. And I think what really stuck with me with this project is people had what they wanted to hear, their expectations. There was that one overarching thing everyone wanted him to answer for that he didn't. But this was an album for him and for his city.
Yeah.
And
His cities.
Cities, right, correct. Because he paid a lot of homage to New York, which
Mm-hmm.
was dope. And I think it really made me think about Cole and like his career and how as much as people wanted different things from him and tried to push him in different directions, he's always been for himself.
Always.
We've grown up with him. We've watched him evolve as a man. And though people say his concepts are repetitive and it's the rise and grind rap music, like I really think it's more than that. And I think for a final project, he had so many different aspects of his career in this. You hear Friday Night Lights in it. You hear For Your Eyes Only in it. You hear KOD in it. You hear all this different stuff. And then he's giving you other bags that he's never really got into, like the Let Out, like Bombs in the Ville. Like that one note he hit on Bombs in the Ville, that shit was crazy. I'm like, oh, Cole, you got this? Like, oh shit. Like,
or where he dissing homie who dissing him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, let's get into it.
So
I like that.
It definitely grew on me the second listen. I don't want to. I'm not gonna rank it or anything in comparison to the rest of his catalog, but I like it more than other people seem to, because it's getting killed online. Like people are smoking it. Like it seems like the only people who really like it are Cole fans.
I got a hot
already.
take.
Go ahead.
It's regional hip hop. It's literally the same thing that we've been talking about this whole time. It's not meant. The whole thing. The project isn't meant for everybody. Everything. Hip hop is becoming regionalized again. Everybody's staying within their pockets. Cole made a project for his city, his cities, but it's regional. It's like if you're not in New York and you're not in the Carolinas, like it's not really meant for you, to be honest. You know, I think there's certain things that you can relate to, like the Let Out. I think we've all had those experiences. You know what I'm saying? Where we go to a party, we're like, yo, like the lights turn on, we're like, oh shit, I should have left like 30 minutes ago because there's some people in here, they might get busy outside, but like I think that like, you know, like while there are concepts on there that are like relatable, it's just like at the end of the day, it's a regional project.
Yeah.
You know, and I think like if you were a Cole fan at the beginning and part of that New York and Carolinas era, like you'll like it, and if you're a Cole fan now, you'll still like it. But if you're trying to go on there and expecting like some like, you know, like mainstream records or something that's like supposed to be like this saving grace for, you know, the genre or X, Y, and Z, like that's not what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's never really been him.
He's always true to himself. And if it does do all those things that people want, then that's amazing. But like it's still
that's not the goal.
And he's definitely got a couple records that could. I think 2-6 could. I can see that doing well on radio.
That sample.
Yeah.
I like that
joint.
one on there.
Who the Fuck Is You?
Yeah.
He's definitely got a couple joints that could cross over and actually be commercially viable. So.
No, there's a couple joints. The Burna Boy record is really good too. I really like that one. The 10th one is really good.
I really liked
like
his feature selection. Like it's cool to see him in Future doing stuff, and he got Future out of the usual Future bag.
I was like, wait, is that Future?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he's experimenting a lot, and like the country sounds that I heard, it reminded me of all my friends that moved out of New York to Atlanta or down south because the rent was too high. I'm like, damn, like Cole is really like that friend who like just visited back, who came back and forth, and like the ski sample I liked a lot.
He had so many cool samples on there.
Yeah, and it's sample heavy.
Sampled Usher, Future interpolated.
I'm 7 o'clock. It's a lot of interpolations, a lot of samples. I listened to it a few times. I enjoyed it. It also makes me feel like when the big three, quote unquote, when they first came out, we were so much younger and we all like picked our favorites. And like I picked Drake. And it just feels like at this point, 10 years later, you just have to appreciate what they all bring to the table because artists are not coming like this no more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like the fact that we're saying we want to sit with it more and we don't want to say too much is because he gave us something worth revisiting.
Yeah.
A lot of shit, like, even as I was on the way here, I listened to Don Toliver's album. It's really good. I think there are a couple records I'll actually spin more than I typically spin his stuff. But Don, for me, is usually a one listen. That was good. That's hard. I'll probably hear it outside, never go back to it. This Cole shit, like, I want to get more out of it. I really want to dig more into it. And so, I really appreciate that because we don't get albums like that much anymore.
Yeah, I like the record too about his homie in jail writing to him. I like that record a lot. Or he was writing. I forgot what the way. I think it's his homie writing to him, talking about how he put money on his books and all. I like that record a lot too. Yeah. But like I don't know the names of these records yet.
I haven't sat with it. And you just listen to it straight through. There was one that he said something about getting shot at the Labor Day parade. I said,
he said that. I said,
okay. He was in the towns, and then like
no, he's saying somebody got another. It was like another day on the park, another Labor Day on the Parkway. Somebody got sprayed,
something like that.
And I was like, damn. I said that's every Labor Day.
And then I ain't shit. I'm so New York until he spelled out Fayetteville. I thought he was talking about Brownsville.
Oh yeah, he can't say the Ville. I was thinking about
wait, he was in the Ville?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Regional hip hop, guys. Regional hip hop. Yeah. But it could be Fayetteville or it could be Brownsville. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Will you survive it?
Will you survive it?
Will you survive the Ville?
But yeah, I thought in spite of what's been a difficult last 2 years for him, I think that he dropped something that was really good, really, really worthwhile. I know some people, when they hear this, they'll be like, wait, Armon, at first you ain't like it. I'll admit, I listened to it Friday morning. I wasn't really in the right...
Turn this shit off.
Like, I wasn't in the right headspace. I was up late the night before. I was kind of tired. I was drifting off during the album, not because it was boring, because I was legit tired.
Yeah.
But when I really got to listen to it again, fully aware, awake, all that, like... It's like, damn. Then this is why I grew to love Cole, because he makes me appreciate pure just rapping, like just rapping ability. One thing I do wish, and I get why he does it, and some of my favorite songs of his, he's singing on it. I do wish he got some actual singers to do more of the hooks. Like if you're gonna give us Future, Burna Boy, Thames, you call up some other niggas and have them do the hooks too.
Low key.
Why not? Why not?
That won't hurt.
Like that's the essence we grew up on. Actual rappers linking up with singers. But like I do appreciate like the way he conveys his emotion when he is singing. So I get why he does it. But
that I Love Her Again record, I was like, okay.
Fire.
Like he's one of them ones.
Yeah. So Fall-Off was good. We will probably be talking about it more over time, just because again, it only came out this weekend, and I think there's more to get into with it. But happy with it. If this is Cole's final, I know a lot of people think he's not gonna retire after this.
Everyone always retires until they need some more money. Nothing needs money, but like
nigga, please.
I think he's good. Those royalties, residuals, all that.
Yeah, he's good. He even said I own all. He said gave my soul to the label or whatever he said on that record. But he said he still. That's why I got to listen to it again. But he said that he owns all his masters and whatnot. Yeah. So I'm wondering if this is actually his last record deal with Interscope. This might be his last album with Interscope.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Which actually would be kind of tough because now he could
retire.
Well, no. That just means that he could be independent now and do what he wants.
Right.
Yeah. Depending whatever his deal with Interscope was.
Yeah. He said something about like Dreamville was I'm pretty sure that they're indie now. So I remember like a couple months ago, JID was talking about how like Cole broke them all off when the deal with Interscope was over. So
yeah,
but he did say something about distribution. So not entirely sure. That's not my business. We'll find out when we find out. But yeah, if that's it, I think he went out on a pretty high note.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Salute to Cole. Let's move back into digging into Gabe P's life. You got another segment called Meet Us in the Middle. So people talk so much about the beginning of people's stories. Mm-hmm. People talk so much about what's going on currently. And we can sit here and ask you, what was it like when Drake and Central C came on? On the radar?
Please don't. Or I've asked that so many times. I know. No, I can't. I'll talk. I don't care what I talk about, but yeah.
We can.
That's, we as a pod, we really like to get different interviews out of people, and I think we've done a good job of that so far.
Yeah, y'all done amazing. I appreciate this
for sure, bro.
No one ever talks to me about the drill shit. I always be like, no one.
I mean, bro, it's honestly mad interesting. We could talk.
We could have a whole episode about drill. Honestly,
absolutely.
Like no one even knows that there was like almost like a K-Flock freestyle at one point. But I think what happened was, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like his man's had passed like that same day or something like that. God, God rest his soul, of course. But like,
Absolutely.
I think he was on his way, and then that happened. Then it just never happened. And we just, then a couple months later, he went to jail. And, it is what it is.
He was
but,
about to be the biggest shit ever.
Yeah,
too,
okay.
but
He definitely was. Anyways, no
he
one
was about
there,
to.
guys. Let's go.
So let's get to the middle of your story, because obviously On the Radar is thriving now.
Sure.
Gabe P's name is known everywhere, and we know the beginning. We know why you wanted to start it. You were big into the SoundCloud era and just wanted to give a platform to those artists. But as we inch towards that intermediate period before you really took off, what were some of the obstacles that you ran into in running On the Radar, in interacting with artists, and building your team, just the journey of a creator?
That's a great question. I think we could kind of like look at like the pandemic era, because the pandemic era really I was doing like I didn't have a studio anymore. Like I was doing everything from home. I was really just doing Zoom interviews with whoever I could kind of like find. You know what I'm saying? Not even who I could find, but like PR people. Like a lot of people at Power 105 weren't even doing interviews anymore during the pandemic. So I was kind of just taking like any hot upcoming artists that needed some promo or whatever. Like I'll just do interviews with them, just trying to build my network through like a lot of the PR agencies that I still work with to this day, which I'm really super grateful from. Like I got to interview like Draco the Ruler before Draco passed away.
That's fire.
And a bunch of other really incredible artists, and that's how I became friends with like people who like Scott Jawson, who have a Dark Matter PR. Shout out Scott, shout out Sam. Audible Treats with Beast. Michelle, and and what they did, and I met Carrie through there, who does all the stuff for Rolling Loud now. And that's that was like more so like I was doing interviews and all this stuff, but it was less about the artists. It was always about the artists, though. Let me not say that. It was all about the artists, but it was more so about the network behind the artists and kind of like building and becoming friends with all these people in the industry, because obviously these are your peers. Like you're not always interacting with the artists. You're more so interacting with the PRs and the people behind the scenes. And so that's what that was like kind of the difficult part, was like trying to figure out what I was going to do after that. And then, there was like that time when people were like, oh, Zoom interviews are the future. They weren't. And
I hated that era so much.
Yeah, so bad.
I was on Zoom like every day during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
At one point I liked it, but then I was like, I kind of hate it.
It became stir crazy. It became like, okay, I'm just doing this in my room in this couch, and blah, blah, blah. Like I don't want to be here doing this.
Building maintenance started ringing my damn bell while I was interviewing dancing.
See,
I was like, what the fuck?
It was just the pandemic, bro. We was just trying. We was trying to make shit shake, man.
That's for sure.
But yeah, and then like trying to figure out what I was gonna do after that, and then we found HMD Studios where me and Armon recorded that for a while, and shout out my boy Dev, who also helps me with a lot of the stuff that we do now at OTR. And we were able to figure out, the freestyle stuff. I was just like, hey, can we do freestyles here? And that's where I met Rob. And we just kind of put 2 and 2 together. And then we just, we started reaching out to Bronx drill artists at the time, which was definitely like a learning curve of like kind of learning how to deal with them and how to get them there on time and so on and so forth.
My God. Oh my God.
But Dev was really cool about letting me stay late and going over. And, because that's been my homie since I was in college. So it kind of worked out. But I think like the middle part was just like kind of getting people to believe in what you're doing and getting people to see the vision of what you're trying to create.
Heavy on that.
But like I've always said that like, whatever's going on in media or whatever, I'm not really interested in it. Like I'm like, not that I'm not interested in it, but like I'm more so just like doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that like I think that's kind of what's gotten me here up until this point, just kind of always going on my own path. Like I could I do business with all the labels, of course, but I'm not just like someone who only listens to the record labels. Like I'll do their artists who I mess with and who I think are good and who are dope, and keep those relationships and keep those friends and whatnot. But also like I do my own thing, because I think that like I didn't get here. I never required record labels to keep On the Radar alive.
Yeah.
It's I've always, the backbone of On the Radar has always been independent artists and independent people and creators, and I think that's like what's kind of been the most important part up until this point, is like always keeping it like that way. And there was plenty of times like after the Drake situation, I could have just been like, okay, we're only gonna do big artists now and like turn it into that Colors format and whatnot. But I felt like that's boring, man.
Yeah.
Like not saying Colors. I want to make this very clear. I'm not saying Colors is boring.
You said it a few times that you like. We know you rock with Colors.
You said that like 20 minutes ago, so he got to say it now. But
I gotta say it now because like I don't ever want
when I clip it up, I'm gonna make sure that part ain't dead.
I'm gonna get clipped up. I'm gonna be on your ass. But nah, yeah, like I just feel like the way that we run OTR is just like, it's exciting for me, because I just think like Discovery discovery is like what's really cool. Like that's what I found. Like it'd be cool to do all the big artists, and like I hope that they do want to come fuck with us, and like you know. But also at the end of the day, like I as I mentioned at the beginning of this interview, I just want to work with people who want to work with me. And honestly, like the discovery part, and like Will knows this because he keeps saying it, but like it's kind of the most fun part.
Yeah, it's the most fire.
You know,
part,
when you see something, you're like, oh, this is moving. It's like a little controversial, and you're like,
but I like this.
I like this. Yeah,
I'm a part of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like even like I ain't gonna lie, that Sunshine Benty girl, like people like you know, like I was kind of at first like I said I ain't gonna lie, I said no at first.
Who?
The
white Trump the bill?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna lie. At first I was like, nah, I don't think I want to do this. But then like you know who the most important people in this world that I listen to?
Black women.
Women, exactly. Come on. I ain't gonna lie. And honestly, it was all like mostly the black women around me who were like, yo, Gabe, like you should do this. You know what I'm saying? So like. It'd be funny when people online just be saying like, "Oh, you just doing this." Meanwhile, they don't know that's like it's like 10 black women behind me.
Right.
Like,
it's a group decision.
Yeah, it's a group. They're like 10 black women, then Dante, and like, yo, you gotta do this shit. So yeah, but that's like the funnest part about it is like seeing the reaction because sometimes like it'd be like a very jarring reaction from the internet, and I'd just be like, and I'd just be there like this in the background, like
that new girl that's going viral.
Which one?
She's like the Asian chick. Like she is going viral, bro. It sounds so good.
I don't think I know who. I don't think I know
oh my god! It's like I was like, who is this? But like, I mean, it's just part of the discovery and like
it's just part of the discovery.
I mean, it's like you know what you guys do too. Because I saw Drake comment on Isis when she did her thing. It's like you guys put these big artists onto new artists. That they want to work with, and you could like and you bridge a lot of gaps that like people don't see, and then that's how industry plant ideas come up. Like, how does this person link with this person? Like, but like probably saw them through your platform or saw them something like that, and they just they get put onto stuff just like we get put on.
That happened actually recently. Drum did a song with this homie. It's called Yellow Shoes. Really like groovy dude just from the towns, and we just seen him like doing like street performances on TikTok, like just performing in front of like cops, and it was so funny. And I'm like, yo, he's hard. Like he got this groovy thing. And then Calvin sent it to the OTR chat the other day. He's like, oh, this happened because of us, and he did a song with Drum.
See,
and it's like it's super groovy. It's very like it's a sick record, and I think like
that type of stuff is tight.
And like and that stuff is cool because I feel like people online have their own opinion about On the Radar and who I am. Also because I don't talk as much, but also people will never believe me even if I do say it. But like the people in the industry like who know like. You guys, like the artists, like all those people who like really help on a day-to-day basis and also make like really cool connections with, like, that's the real shit. Like I have big art, like when Kodak Black came, Kodak was like, yo, Gabe, like, he's like, you wanna know what my favorite On the Radars are? And I'm like, who? He's like, Dave Blunts and Rob 49. I was like, that's crazy. but I respect that. He's because like he might have not known who Dave Blunts was. Obviously, you know who Rob is, but like he might not know who Dave Blunts was beforehand. And like Dave Blunts, we just found because he was just going like he was doing some crazy freestyles on Instagram. And we're like, we should do this. And then we introduced Dave Blunts to G-Eazy, and then they became like it's like so much random things happen at OTR. But like that's kind of the fun part about it is that like you really never know. Who you're gonna put together, who like we did I can't talk about that. We did this thing, but I could kind of talk about it. When does this drop?
Wednesday.
This drops next Wednesday?
No, this Wednesday.
Oh, this Wednesday. Okay. Well, next week I'm announcing something.
Okay.
Right? And I'll show y'all after. Next week I'm announcing something that involves a group of individuals. And that group of individuals just happened to go to a studio after. And they all just started making music together and shit. And like stuff like and like some of them know each other, some of them don't. And like what's cool about it is like seeing them do that. Like when we did our All-Star Cypher, the second one with like Rob 49, Montana, Zill, and all of them, like they all just went to the studio after and hung out. Even after the first All-Star Cypher with Georgiana, Rugrat, Nino Payton, and all them, they all went to the studio and hung out. And I think the song that came out with Nino, Von, and Rugrat was made after that Cypher too. If I'm not, I could be wrong though, but it's like we help bring people together, and I think that's why. We have so much respect from so many of these artists and rappers. It's like, yo, like they know what it is. Like I have conversations with Rob 49. I have conversations with Lo Shimmy. I have conversations with like Chris Patrick and them. Like and this is what we just talk about is just building community and building like, a pipeline for artists to actually have a place to go to succeed at.
That's incredible.
As fun as it is, like I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the career, there was no money coming in. You're putting all the money into it.
Yeah.
At what point did you start monetizing, and how do you monetize the platform? Because the creator economy is booming. So, whoever's listening to this, they need the tips on how to actually earn money from their ideas. So how do you do it?
There's a couple ways. So like how we do it now?
Yeah.
So how we do it now is, so mostly it's YouTube subscription, YouTube
Like how you first started doing it, like towards the middle of your career, and how you doing it now.
So like honestly, when I was doing it at HMD, I was pretty much whatever I was getting in from the freestyles on YouTube, I was just making I was just using the pay for studio time at that studio. So I really wasn't making anything. I was just even.
Yeah.
Even now, like a lot of my money is mostly invested. You know, I think like one thing about, you know, I think in the music industry, people always think that like you make all this money, right? And it's like, but they don't see how much money you reinvest into the business.
Yeah.
Like people don't know that I reinvest that, like, you know, I'm about to get this girl to do my analytics. That costs money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I gotta pay these people to make these decks for me for this presentation. That costs money. You know, it's like as much as I would like to be, you know, and I made this joke before the pod, right? I'm like, yo, if I was taking all these money from artists and things like that, I'll be like the Drewski pastor with the Maybach. I got a regular ass watch on right now that my dad gave me when I graduated. This is some regular shit that my pops.
That's a good watch though.
Yeah, my pops gave me this when I graduated college. So I was just
Daddy got taste.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like a Rolex. It's not nothing crazy. Like I literally I still.
You got that chain though.
Which one? The OTR chain? Discount.
A joint fuck.
Discounted. But the whole point of like what I'm trying to say is like the way you monetize now. The way we monetize now is mostly through YouTube sponsorships. I can't talk about that one thing yet. But I will talk about it eventually. And then like, you know, like the money that we get from like social media, you know, like, you know, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Because by the way, if you're a creator, get on Facebook, post yourself on Facebook. Because I'm glad they definitely monetize. Like YouTube is definitely like the best for monetization, but Facebook is right there.
The second best.
Yeah, but also what I encourage people to learn is like how to monetize your content and catalog outside of that, like whether it's Patreon, subscription services. You know, Nero is a great platform that a lot of people do music reviews on now too. Where you know, a lot of artists do Nero music reviews. We also do them as well. And honestly, like, you know, a lot of the artists that we even do the music reviews for, we actually bring up on OTR. So it's not like just like an empty. It's not just like an empty shell. Like I actually get a list every week of the artists that we like, and I bring a couple of them up to OTR, and I even bring some of them on the live set. If they could really rap, I'll bring them on like the live sessions thing that I do to come to, you know, kind of give them a platform. So and then we also monetize off our music. You know, we have a catalog of close to 1,000 songs right now. And it's just growing. I think already this year we put out close to maybe 200 records. Just off the rip. We just put out a new tape with Ricky Bravo that's out now. It's called The Red Tape. It's super fire. That's what we're gonna be doing in Puerto Rico. We're gonna be putting all those records out on DSPs.
Period.
So you know, it's always been like a step by step, and then we're opening 2 new studios. One will be a recording studio that people can rent out, obviously, to record. And
that's gonna be crazy
and not trash. It's not gonna be crazy because we're gonna.
I want a freestyle in there.
Because you're gonna do what? What you gonna do?
It's gonna be very well curated.
Okay,
there we go.
Not anybody could just record there.
Slizzy bookings.
Oh no.
Because exactly, knowing Gabe.
Slizzy's about to be booked out.
I go live. If it's a Slizzy booking, I gotta have like 3 hall monitors. You know, those my guys. They know the vibe.
Turn the cameras off. Slizzy monitor. Yeah,
no smoking.
No. But then on the other side, you know, we're also building a third studio, which will be like a live stream room / DJ room / podcast room for myself to really get back into doing the interviews and stuff that I started on, because I love doing this stuff like this, but I just don't have the time or the space because the schedule is so packed day to day. So once this room is built up, I'll be able to do more. So I think when it comes to creative, like if you want to be in music, if you want to do something like this, like start a like OTR style platform, or even do what you guys are doing, you have to think about like, okay, so what's my base piece of content? And then once I'm really good at that, and that's kind of like on a hamster wheel of just going, then how do I expand off of that? Like we're gonna start a membership program that's gonna offer real value to like our fans. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna be like expensive either. It's gonna be very fairly priced. Because at the end of the day, like what I always tell people, what I always tell artists is like I don't ever like, I'm not trying to head crack, even on percentages on records. Like I never try to head crack people. I think that just doing good business is good for everybody and it keeps people around longer. I'm more about building loyalty and relationships and friendships than I am about getting monetary value from everything. Because I don't think, because you know, think about how many artists get that monetary value, go all the way up and they go all the way down. You know what I'm saying? A lot of your favorite rappers is broke. They just don't want to talk about it.
That's why they on TikTok Live.
TikTok Live is also very good too.
It's so real. But yeah,
you should never chase the bag. You should chase the work. Chase the work, chase the relationships, and not chase in terms of like trying to take advantage, but actually
just work for them.
Work for them. Building legit relationships and not just being transactional, but actually checking in with people, because that gets you so much more down the line. So
yeah, but you should always be thinking about like other ways to monetize your platform and your persona and like what you can do. And I've been blessed that like I have a great team that like even when I can't really think about, what other way can we monetize? There's always people around me who are like, we should do this, Gabe. And like, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like, does that compromise our morals and our values and what we do now? And if it's like, no, then okay, like we could try it out and see how it works out. But I'm very strict on like, I don't want to compromise already what OTR is, you know what I'm saying? And I spend a lot of money just keeping OTR open on a day-to-day basis. Like people don't really realize how much it costs to run OTR. It's very expensive.
How much it costs?
A month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Give me a number.
I'm not giving you a number.
He can't.
I was trying to get the tea.
That was
crazy.
crazy.
I was trying to get the tea.
I thought she was playing around, and I looked at your face, and I was like, "Oh, she's dead ass serious."
Yeah.
She's like,
I don't play.
like she was dead ass serious.
Nah. Look, Angie's our OG. You know I'm media trained. But like, it's a lot more money than I think people would realize. And you know, I think it makes the one thing I always tell people online is like, whatever you see online, people are not making as much money as you think that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, even what we bring in, like, you know, we survive, and you know, I keep enough away for a rainy day. God forbid something happens to myself or OTR to save the day. But really, you know, we just do what we got to do to make sure that we survive. We put food on people's plates, and we do good business with the artists, and we make sure that they're well represented in everything that we do.
For sure.
Also, we like, especially living like.
Both those, I've actually put out music with his artists before, so he knows.
Of course.
I've done business with him.
Of course.
Oh, so you getting coin from on the radar?
No, I mean, not even like that. But I'm
trying to get the tea.
To piggyback off what he was saying, just everybody here, we live in New York City. It's expensive as fuck to live
tell me
here,
about
bro.
it.
It costs $100 to breathe outside.
No, seriously.
Like, so it's just, yeah, man. Like how you said, if you looking at people thinking they up and doing this and that, and it's like, yeah, some people might be good off, but like we also live in a place that it is expensive as fuck to live, bro.
Yeah, the best advice I ever got was like from Speedy Mormon when we were doing our Amazon show, and it was like, learn to live below your means. You know what I'm saying? So
and
like,
do.
And do. I mean, that doesn't mean like, you know, and for me, that doesn't mean like, don't like sacrifice comfort, but like, you know, when I travel, that's when I mostly spend the most money, because like, I like to be comfortable in traveling, because we do it so much.
Yeah,
you
of
know?
course,
but like, when I'm here in New York, like, I don't like
be cooling, nigga.
I'm not, I be cooling. Like,
Facts.
She been to the club with me. Like, I'm not like let's go buy a section, let's go buy all these bottles. Like, I'm smart with my money.
First of all, you better use your cloud currency.
Oh no, we do that too. Don't worry.
You don't need to do that.
I ain't go like, but occasionally, like, if I have to, I'll do it. But like, I don't do it like, you know, I don't do it the way that it's glamorized in hip hop media and things like that.
But they say Gen Z don't drink a lot.
They don't. They're smokers.
Yeah, they're smokers. But you see it in the clubs too. Like, the clubs.
But you Gen Z, right?
I'm like on the cusp. Like, 'cause I'm 96.
Yeah, you're after us.
I thought you was younger than that.
No, I'm not 96.
Oh.
Yeah, he's turned 30.
That's legit.
Well, welcome.
Oh, you did say that.
That's legit.
Welcome to the third floor.
You a 90s kid. That's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. I mean, you, bro.
Wait, how old are you, Will?
Oh, God.
All right.
Goddamn, the 37.
No, for real though. No,
let's wrap this up. Thanks, guys.
For real though.
And a perk of what we do is like we end up getting so much free shit too, like
Facts.
Free trips, free bottles, free merch, all that. So like a lot of stuff people see me doing, like, and like I'll post it because it's fun, and like, you know, a lot of it is new,
and
but
you need
it's
to
like
get more of it. So
right, exactly. So like you know I'm here, so I'm down to go there too. But like niggas might think I'm spending my money on all these wrestling shows I go to and shit. I damn near go to everything for free now. I love that part of our job. Like, I love it.
Even with like our trips, like when we go to do these other territories and stuff, like, you know, I don't get it twisted. Like, we're there to work. Like, we work really fucking hard while we're there. But like, you think I'm gonna go to London and not like go have fun?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think I'm not gonna go do some cool shit?
On the radar Panama, I want to be a PA.
Here she go.
I want to be a PA.
Here she go.
Emma's always pitching something like, you need a social media manager. You need an extra.
What you need?
I've been pitched so much in the last 24 hours. As soon as I announced the PR shit, everybody's like, "Can I come to PR with you?" And I'm like,
I speak Spanish. Yeah, you don't. I can help you.
I got
You got a translator
I got Ro. You know, Ro runs my Latin division. Ro runs my Latin division.
That's a good dude. I
love Ro.
Shout out to Ro. Shout out to Ro. But yeah.
Well, what are some things that you tried with On the Radar and failed, if any?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. I think the country music stuff, I wouldn't say it was a failure at all. Like,
so what would you call it?
I would just call it an experiment.
Crazy,
it was yo, she's crazy.
She's nuts.
It wasn't a failure. It wasn't a failure at all. I think it did what we had to do in terms of like kind of getting our foot through the country music door. But you know, country music is very safeguarded. And like
they not playing.
And then a lot of the artists we did were black. you know, which
they're
is
not playing with that.
Yeah, which is like, you know how that goes in country music. But we also did a lot. We did a lot of white artists too. Don't get me wrong. And some Latin ones, which were interesting. But my whole thing about like the country stuff is like, I just think that we need to approach it in a more buttoned up way, you know, because everything, you know, it's been almost 2 years since we went to Nashville, and I think that, you know, even the way that we approach going to different territories now is a little bit different. You know, putting things out on DSPs, kind of making it a whole thing.
Yeah.
Back then, it was just kind of like, yo, we're going to Nashville. We're not going to tell nobody. We're just going to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just going to plan it. We're going to book all the artists through, like, our friends and kind of figure things out. I think now if I were to do it again, I would make the country thing more of a big deal, give it a proper trailer, proper rollout compared to before, where we were just kind of like testing the waters. And I think I would try to figure out a way to do things and put some of the music on DSPs, which I know they're a little bit sticky with in the countryside, but you know, I think it's all about just like figuring out the right way to do it. I don't think it was a failure. Honestly, I thought it was amazing.
It's probably just too early because, like you said, the DSP things, like
we weren't doing that back then.
They're now, but the whole genre, like they're now like getting on DSPs.
Right, they're playing more in that realm of doing platforms and stuff. So it's like, I think, and it opened my eyes to like, I think it was a much needed trip because it opened my eyes to like what was possible. And honestly, that trip is what led directly into us doing full live bands On the Radar, because now we know how to do the live bands. So now it's like, okay, cool. You have this young, all black, all group from Atlanta, The Paradox. One of my favorite bands out right now. I need them on the radar. You know what I'm saying? We do that. You know, we get to do like a legendary group like Sleeping with Sirens, who is a huge pop punk band. You know?
I love Sleeping with Sirens.
Yeah, they smoked their On the Radar. You know, we reached out to the All American Rejects. We were talking to them for a little bit. Like now we're in the space that like it wasn't ever a failure. It was just, it taught us a very valuable lesson on how we need to move in Nashville, but it also taught us technical skills for us to bring back to New York. So I don't even look at that as a failure. I look at it as just something that we tried and we're gonna do it again one day, but we just gotta figure it out. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else that we really did that was like ever like a failure. A lot of things just turned into other things. Like we had this thing called like Plugged In, which was eventually just turned into like On the Radar experiences, which Cash did and brought 100 girls into my studio. That was fun.
Oh Lord,
it looked like a blast.
That was a fun day. I ain't gonna lie. I was his manager that day. Will gave up that day.
I definitely gave up that day, and I think, oh wow,
whoa, that crazy.
I think you're thinking.
It was a crazy day, and then it's funny to see how he gets when artists bring girls up to OTR all the time. Now he's like, oh, like they just copying me and just did this. Like I was like, I mean, that day was crazy, bro, and it looked fun. So I see why other artists want to do it. Man.
Yeah, I try to limit that now.
It's a copycat game.
Shit.
Facts. No, like I bet you did.
I'm sure it's a lot.
I ain't gonna lie. They be bringing some of the girls sometimes, and I'd be like, yo, bro, you could have called me. I could have got you. You know what I'm saying? Like
some better John,
I could have got
some better quality.
Yeah, I'm like, I could have called some of the boys up. We could have
spiced this up.
Yeah, we could have got this shit popping for real. But yeah, nah, like everything just kind of evolves into something else. You know, I think that's kind of like the cool thing is like I always, you know, every like failure or every like kind of mishap is just like a lesson, and we just find a way to flip it and turn it into a positive and turn it into like something else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's an important lesson to learn as a creator is putting failures into perspective, because it's not it's a failure if you give up and if you just don't try to do anything anymore. But like you said, you just shifted it into something else and pivoted.
Pivot.
Very important thing to do as a creator is being able to pivot.
Being solution oriented.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So we talked a little bit about when you realized On the Radar was working, but before that, like, was there a performance that you thought, oh, this gonna be the one, this shit going crazy, and then like it didn't pop off the way that you thought it would?
I mean, there's so many of those, man. That happens on a day-to-day basis. I think like it's crazy because there'll always be like the people that you don't expect to go viral that go viral. Or sometimes you just watch it. Like you got like the Kid Munyon who's just rapping over like the most schizophrenic beat possible, but he's hard though, and you're just like, this is gonna go viral just because of how crazy the beat's like. Like that one, like that shit. Of course, that shit gonna go viral. But like, there's like some that like I get like really excited. Like I told you, I'm a real rap fan at the end of the day. And so like when people really get their shit off, I'll be like, this shit gonna go. And that's why I get so frustrated when it doesn't go. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I feel like like we were talking about how like the real rap fan base, they're not internet savvy enough to do their homework or find the people, but they're quick to hate on the things that do like a 1900 Rugrat. Like they're quick to be like, oh, look what they're doing, but like they don't see like the hundreds of other incredible rappers that are on my platform every single week or every single month that actually like can rap and are technically the music that they want to hear. So like I get really bummed about shit like that. Like that shit kind of really fucks with me, and like I'd be like, damn, man. I'm like, do people not really like this shit no more? Like, or is this shit just not reaching, or is it just like, you know? And I think that's always a constant battle, you know. And it's a lot of really great rappers out there, man. It's a lot, and I just really get bummed when they shit don't go viral. That's really it, for real, for real.
No, it's tough. It's tough. Like, and you're operating a very, you know, important platform in a really interesting time for music. Like, we talk about it on the show all the time. Like, hip hop is in a very weird place. There's like, there's just a lot of different shit going on that, like, a lot of it is not inspiring to me personally.
No.
So, like, I definitely understand you. Hopefully you don't take it too personally, because like it's ultimately not on you. Like, it's on the people and where their interest is.
Nah, I don't take it personally, because at the end of the day, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing the job that I set out to do.
Yeah.
And like, you know, obviously, like, you got to pivot and do other things. That's why we're doing the Latin stuff, do the live bands, whatever. Because like, you know, you can't just rely on one thing forever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, like, it's cool. Like, I'm gonna work on a really cool project once the studio is built, like a proper like kind of tape. That's gonna be like some real raw like case like shit. That's like kind of like my goal.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of the hip hop stuff is just kind of like my passion projects and whatnot. So like, I don't take it personal, for real. Like, I do be tight when people be like, oh, but y'all never put real rap on. But then I'm like, I can give you a list of 1,000 people, like literally 1,000 people that I put on that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
people don't engage,
and people don't engage, and that part is like, that's what really sucks to me. But at the end of the day, like, you can't control the internet, because it's gonna push what it wants to push. You know?
Was it? You don't have to answer this. It might be kind of crazy a question.
Yeah, okay.
But was there a rumor that Cardi was about to do one?
No.
That was never.
No. You know what that was? I think her photographer was there with another artist.
No, Playboy.
Oh, Playboy Cardi.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cardi B
That's
as well.
what, like, nowadays, like, you have to
We gotta
say
be clear.
Playboy.
You said Cardi.
Or you gotta say Cardi B.
Right.
My fault.
Because, like, depending on who you're talking to, the people will hear Cardi and they'll think Cardi B.
You talking some New York?
You talking about YN, they might think
gente.
it's Playboy Cardi.
It's not like, I mean, this not no clickbait shit. It's like, I heard that there was like some rumblings.
I mean, I heard it too. That's why.
What you mean you heard?
it
Cardi
was-
wasn't gonna go on the radar?
No. I heard like some rumblings that they were like talking, like internally, like at the label. I heard like there was like some internal. I had like I've heard a lot of different things over the years. Over the years, I've heard like, you know, Cardi wants to do it on the radar. Can we make a special? I've heard that. I've heard they want to do an opium cipher.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I've heard that, but that was like 3-4 years ago at this point now. So it's like I could talk about it, because it's just like I don't think it's gonna happen now at this point anyway. But like, there have been like rumblings about it, and like I said, like, you know, if they want to do it, like, you know, I give a lot of people, I give artists like the freedom of expression too. Like, even with Sadler's like, oh, I want to do my thing upside down, and we're like, oh, we'll do it. Okay, but we have to do it off site, because obviously we can't hang. If you've been to the OTR studio, like, there's no place to hang, put the things upside down.
You gotta hold her by her ankles.
It's gonna get robbed to hold.
Like, you gotta get the rig and shit, and so we had to do that offsite. But like, yeah, I mean, like, if Cardi ever spun the block and wanted to do one, of course I'm gonna do it. I think that'd be amazing for the culture, be amazing for us, of course. But like, you know, there were like little rumblings, but nothing ever really happened because of it. You know, very light conversations. That's it.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a leader in hip hop?
That's a great question. I feel like people don't consider me a leader in hip hop, but like, I'm kind of okay with the place that with the role that I play, and that's not me saying
What role is that?
I think just being like a music curator, and like, I'm not trying to be like the guy that's like, oh, I'm not a hip hop curator, because I hate when artists be like, oh, I'm not a rapper. Like, I'm an artist.
I'm an artiste.
I'm very much hip hop to the core. Like, I'm very much in hip hop. I very much work in the genre. I very much champion all the artists, up and coming artists, especially in New York. You ask any of these young, like the real spitters in New York, like the Life of Toms, the Lord Scoes, the Andre Lawrence, and so on and so forth. Like, those my guys for, like, I champion them all the time. And I think like people don't consider me a leader because I'm just so like, I do so many different things. And that's why I feel like I get left off a lot of lists nowadays too, because it's just like I cover so many genres, so it's kind of hard to just put me in that box of just being like a hip hop leader. I do consider myself one. I think the artists who I champion consider me one. I just don't feel like the I guess like quote unquote like mainstream or like the public consider me one, but that's okay, because I think at the end of the day, the people who know, and I care more about the people. I care more about the people who are in this shit, who we're all working together to reach a common goal, more than I care about like the accolades. Because like, honestly, the accolades, you know, not even trying to quote Drake or anything like that. But you know, I remember when Drake got the Grammy, he's like, this don't mean this. I do think Grammys mean something, by the way. But he was me too.
110%.
But the thing he was saying isn't wrong either. It's like, what really matters is like your fans and the people who show up for you and whatnot. And I think I really measure my.
I think.
Good.
I want to give you props and like just say this about you're not bigger than the thing. You keep the main thing the whole time. And it's just like your platform. If people don't think you're a heavyweight or have power in hip hop, like On the Radar definitely does. So and that's your thing, and you keep you keep the main thing always the main thing, and you know you should I just think
bro,
you should
like literally,
like
I'm cool with so many publicists in LA, and anytime they're taking a trip out here, one of their artists, I'm like, oh, what you doing out here? They're like, we're going On the Radar. I'm like, of course.
like, you are part of the marketing rollout.
You are a press run stop.
Yes.
bro.
And like that's something, and I'll admit, we're striving to become that.
Sure.
Like, at first, I didn't want to be that. And I don't know why. I was so stupid.
No, but you
when I
shouldn't
first
just,
started.
want to be a press. You want to be.
Yeah.
You want to be both. You know what I'm saying? You want to have the balance of like being a press run stop and having the love from the label. So when the Cardi things come around, you are part of those conversations. But also like the discovery side, where it's like you can still do what you want and be like, hey guys, like I just want y'all to know that I'm doing this not because I need y'all, but because I want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, but like I want to build this relationship with y'all because I fuck with y'all.
Yeah. No, it's such a beautiful privilege to do what you want to do. As
It's definitely a privilege, and I'm very like honored to be in the position that I'm in. But I think like over the last couple of years, like just with everything that's happened, I think like the biggest part of me has always just been like, I just keep it moving, keep it pushing. Like I don't really sit in these moments for too long, the successes or the hate. I try not to sit in them for too long because it's just like, honestly, sometimes success is even a distraction from what you're supposed to do next.
Yeah.
And like, even after the Mafiathon 3, like I was like, okay, amazing. Kai, like honestly, so truly honored to do that,
so
by the
dope,
way. And like, I get back to New York and I'm like, all right, now I'm back.
What's next?
What's next? You know what I'm saying? Even with the Drake thing, like Drake happened next week. I was like, all right, guys, cool. We took a week off.
Right.
Now what?
Who's
next? So I'm always thinking about what's next because I'm always like, I don't want to get too caught up in the moment and like what we're currently doing because we're in a very fickle time. Like I do one thing now, it's like okay, 3 months from now, nobody's gonna care. So you got to keep going. You got to keep moving forward. And I think that's also why. There's always like whatever conversation is just because I'm always in people's faces because we're just always doing something. And people just don't understand how we're always able to be doing something. It's just because it's just a team full of passionate people who are all internet kids who just, love music and who all have different tastes in music and who all see the bigger picture of like what we're creating and how it's very like just its own thing that's never existed before.
No, you got a great team. I love all of them who I met. Cal, all of them. Like,
Thank you.
Really, really great people.
You guys have created so much real leverage in the culture and freedom to do your own thing. And you like, when I look at your stuff and how y'all put stuff out, it's like I just know like y'all are not controlled. Like it's you guys doing the everything.
Exactly. I don't ever want to be controlled.
And that's why you can be in people's faces and doing things. I can have a DJ on here playing EDM. I can have Godspeed up here playing. I can have Cash. I can have bro. So that type of power and leverage that you created in the culture, like y'all. Hey.
You know what's funny is like and then we post all the reactions too. Like we do collabs with all the reactioners, and people be like, "Y'all be paying these people to reactions?" I'm like, "No, those are just our people. Like
they need shit to react to.
Like they need shit to react to. Like we just Cal's been doing a great job of building like relationships with them on the social media side, and then even now like they even like throw us their videos and we throw them up on our YouTube shorts and things like that because one hand washes the other. Like we're helping them, they're helping us. Like us putting their reactions on the YouTube on our own YouTube shorts allows like the link to go to the video and whatnot. So it's like we I think it's, and again that's just building an ecosystem off just trusting people and like being cool and just not being an asshole. Like we're just like like it's just like we're just cool. Like whenever somebody met me they're like, yo, you're really cool. I'm like, what y'all thought I was gonna be like?
People, no, Gabe, you've always been really cool.
Like, I'm like,
since I've known you.
Nah, for real.
People have this crazy ideas in their head of people that they've never met or even like been around or have this conversation to.
Especially when you're part of something big.
Like,
especially
that's what it is.
Of course. And it's just they put you on a pedestal of like they can't be not like they have to be doing something, and it's like
they Hollywood.
It's like, oh, you're just like a regular person. You're funny. Like you're like I could see me being friends with you, and it's just like boom.
I go home at the end of the night. I'm watching Friday night. I'm into Friday Night Lights right now. I just go home. I chill. I get my work done. I watch Friday Night Lights. I go to bed. Wake up. Hit the gym. Do it all again. Like what I'm saying. Just I really just be chilling for real. But like the hip hop thing. Like if they leave me off the list, like it's cool. Like the people who know really know. And like I was honored to be on like the Complex hip hop power rankings list. Like 1 year. I didn't make it last year. But like again, like the people who know the impact of what OTR does, like. It don't need to be written on a blog, you know what I'm saying?
But they will give you a whole feature story, but leave you off the list, right?
I don't remember. I know that they gave me I don't remember they gave me a proper feature story. I don't think so.
I feel
No,
like
that's
that's all
Billboard. Billboard had me on a feature.
Yeah, Billboard, yeah.
Billboard and Rolling Stone have done feature. I don't think Complex has done, but like also the Complex people like Jordan and Jillian and all them, like those are my people for real. For like that's my family. Like, you know, I know they always fight for me when it's time to fight for me and shit like that, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like again, those are my friends. At the end of the day, I would never shit on Complex because what Complex does is great work, and you know whoever behind the scenes doesn't want to put me on a list doesn't want to put me on a list, and you know it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
They said fuck Gabe.
It's cool. It's cool because this train don't stop. OTR Puerto Rico coming soon. Like, that's it, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So I want to close with a segment. Typically, we have Will do this. Tell us what he's been on recently, musically, music trends. But Gabe, we're gonna go to you.
Oh man, this is a lot of prep. I'm doing Will's job today.
Yeah. We got company today.
So Gabe P, what you on, my brother? What you listening to? What music trends you fucking with? What's an artist you want to put us on to?
Okay, so like I ain't gonna lie, I have been listening to like a lot of Spanish music, right?
Put us on.
Bro,
so,
we here for it.
I know. So
I'm about to send this link to a joint real quick. Come on now.
Nah, it's more so like on the trap side. I'm scrolling through. So like Gladden right now is like my favorite artist out of PR. I don't know if you know Gladden. I think he's like 23, 24. He's from PR. Mm-hmm. He's killing it right now. Honestly, like what I did recently was I also got like the top 25 songs in San Juan that on Apple Music. Mm-hmm. And I've been just seeing like what's moved.
Yeah, for sure. I love watching those.
Yeah. I like seeing what moves. And he's been at the top the whole month since his little EP dropped. And I really like him. Late Night Jiggy is someone else who I've mentioned a couple times. And when I do these type of segments, he's actually Trini, but he sings in Spanish.
Wow.
That's fire.
Because you know Venezuela and Trinidad is right next to each other.
And I recently...
It's like Panama and Colombia.
Yeah, I recently found that out. I didn't know that a lot of Trini speak Spanish, and I thought that was really cool.
That's crazy.
So I've been bumping that. Marlon Craft. Marlon Craft, New York rapper. Honestly, he's got this new song called Shoulders, and it's just like, it's such like a, you know, as I'm kind of getting older and as I feel like I'm growing more into like the, you know, the man I'm supposed to be, like this song is really like kind of, it hits home because it's about like all the weight that you carry on your shoulders from life to women to work. Like it's all just like, it all just weighs on you. And I think that like he perfectly captured the essence of that. And I actually heard his new album that's coming out soon. It's incredible. He did it with a full live band. It's amazing.
Wow.
Let's see, what else am I listening to? We put out this song with this girl, Didi Ami, called To Be a Girl. She actually did a...
I saw that.
Yeah, it was actually from our Christmas cipher, but the clip went so viral because it's about her rapping about how men can't handle rejection and how, you know, I think the song starts with like a man kind of like grabbing her on the street and and it ends with her, you know, and like it's just a good record. And I think for women, like it's a very empowering record, and I think it'd be really good for them to bump. What else have I been listening to? I've been listening to that Marco Plus tape.
Marco Plus is fire.
Yeah, Marco Plus versus the Underworld. Oh, Chris Patrick's tape. I really thoroughly enjoyed, and that's me being a little selfish because he also had a shout out on there. Slater's tape that he dropped back in December. I was just
about to ask you about it. It's so tight how Slater changed up his whole thing and just blew up.
Yeah, bro. I tell him that all the time.
On a level that is like, yeah, he's the type of I would listen to I listen to his music.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good music. Yeah. When he got the Ozuna feature, I literally I was driving on the LIE and I remember I hit him. I said, Ozuna?
Yeah.
Ozuna used to be my favorite. I thought he was gonna be Bad Bunny. Ozuna.
Yeah, but
he was big. He's still.
You gotta send me that track because I'm like, hold on.
I got you. Slater's last tape that he put out, not the EP, but the actual project he put out last year, has like NTG, Ozuna. I think De La Ghetto's on it too, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of really good artists on there that are big and small. He got this record. I think it's with I don't know if it's with NTG and Shimmy. But there's one record on there. I'm gonna send it to you. I got you.
Please do.
I've been listening to Armani, the Impact album, on my dancehall tip. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think his name is Roa.
I heard it was good.
Roa, another Latin artist, Private Suite Volume 3, and then Crazy. I've been talking on these kids on every podcast, right? I'm hoping because I'm trying to get these kids on the radar. So it's this group, right? It's a bunch of kids from Mexico, right? But they're making old school reggaeton.
I think I saw them on Instagram.
The project is called La Obsesión, Volume 1. I think that's their group name. And honestly, like, this has been in my this has been in my car rotation all for the last, when does this come out? In October? I found it in like December. For the last 2 months, this shit has been in my rotation. But that has been like, but like it's like one of them raps like Arcangel, and it's like so weird because it's like
Where they based?
Mexico.
In Mexico?
Yeah, I think Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah. But they're so dope. We're trying to get them to do OTR. But yeah, that's kind of been like a gist. I'm trying to think. Obviously, I've been bumping.
You gave us a lot, brother.
Been bumping.
Right? Like you want a lot of shit, man.
Ben Riley's Save project was good.
I was about to say about talk about Trim. Like
Will gave one. He dedicated one of the segments to her.
Yeah, like I did a segment on her before, and then just to see like to see her out with Tyler now and just doing
crazy.
just doing stuff, and it's starting to bubble. Like that's one that was that one that she did, and you were like, this is gonna blow.
I think
or you kind of knew. Or she bubbling already before kind of like...
She was bubbling already because I remember when we first started talking about her, like me and Aiden were looking at her TikTok and it's like she was rapping mostly with like her Geechee accent.
Yeah.
So like it's a little bit different than the music she makes now.
Yeah.
But I liked it though. I thought it was cool, but I was still kind of like, okay, let's see how she develops. And then I think, forgot when the first time we brought her on OTR was. I think it was like in the fall. Might have been in the fall. We had her come do OTR. It got some notoriety for that because a few people told me that they found her through that OTR. But then I remember it was like Thanksgiving. I was scrolling and the boat song came on, and I was just like, she went on tour. I'm like, this shit. Wait, hold on. I said, hold on. And then she had like a nice little visualizer for it too already. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go. Like I just like I remember I sent it because like the homie Raimi. She manages her, and that's Aiden's friend, and so I sent it to Aiden. I was like, bro, we need to do Boat on the Radar at some point, and then we obviously did. But yeah, I feel like she's got the perfect trajectory right now. I really hope she stays at it, and I like how she's like, I kind of like how it just keeps dropping and like doesn't let one song stick for too long.
Yes.
I don't know if it's like the best idea sometimes, but I think that she's doing what she has to do because she needs to build the catalog, and I think she's doing the right decision by just continuously dropping so that she's always in front of people's faces, and then eventually at some point she maybe take a step back and do what she got to do.
It's smart because the music is good too, and like people are trying to talk she's copying and doing this and that, but like the music is it gets to a point where it's undeniable that you're in people's face like this, and the volume of how people consume nowadays too. It's like at the end of the day, like people are gonna start just tipping the cap and be like, bro, she's tough. Like, that's what's kind of happening.
I love that. Well, brother, thank you so much for coming through.
Appreciate you.
Always good to see you. Run into you in London or
I forgot ran into each other wireless. Yeah, we did run into each other wireless.
Great time.
Passport.
I'm about to show y'all the craziest shit. Like once the cameras is off, I'm gonna show y'all some. I got some crazy shit for y'all.
Y'all can't see
just for y'all.
But nah, Gabe, salute to you, man. Everything you're doing. Salute to you, as we said, and as people have said, for you being down to earth.
Thank you.
Genuinely a cool dude within this industry. Every time I run into you, it's a good conversation. Like, and it's clear you're not just a small talk. All right, get the fuck out of here. Like you'll actually take an interest in people, which is really dope.
Thanks, man.
Obviously built an incredible
platform. I don't know
platform.
what that was shade towards, but I want to know later on.
It's just a lot of people who move like that. And honestly, sometimes I don't really want to have a long talk either. But
he said, I'm a funny nigga.
But you're cool, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Obviously
your
platform's incredible. So thanks for coming through. Thanks for being one of the people who actually follows up and pulled up. And yeah, I think we had a really great conversations here. So I'm grateful for it. So tell people where to follow you.
You can follow me at Gabe P NYC on all socials, at On the Radar everywhere, On the Radar Radio everywhere. Pardon me. And yeah, man, just tap in, check out what we doing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like what you see, just wait an hour. I'm sure there'll be another artist that you will like. That's it.
Wait an hour.
That's a bar. He just went crazy.
Oh man, oh my God. So yes, make sure you follow him. Make sure you follow us at Stay Busy Pod on all platforms. Comment, engage, share, repost, like, comment, all that. Because I probably said comment 3 times, but comment.
Comment one more time.
If it's not clear, comment. Subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to Patreon. And so for our incredible guest, Gabe P, for Will, for Miss 2Bs, and for myself, and for the Revolt Podcast Network, make sure that you stay safe, stay healthy, and stay busy.